For the past 2 seasons, Tennessee and LSU have been antagonists on a collision course in pursuit of the SEC championship.
And he hands it away, and Tofield breaks it up the middle. He's in the clear. He may take it the distance. Brandon Tofield scores! And throws towards the end zone, and it is caught! Touchdown! And they stormed the field.
Clausen in the shotgun. Quarterback draw. Casey Clausen dives. Touchdown! Firing over the middle. The pass is complete. It's complete to Kelley, Washington. Washington's going to walk in for a Tennessee touchdown.
Tonight, an all-or-nothing rubber match that will dramatically affect the entire landscape of the college football postseason. The Vols and the Tigers, so similar in style, so steeped in tradition, so driven for respect. Showing a champion's mettle, both have overcome tumult and adversity. Now the title is so tantalizingly close, but only one will survive and lay claim to the trophy that is emblematic of the SEC's best team. We welcome you to Atlanta and the SEC Championship from the Georgia Dome. Want a little dash of color in your life? How about some orange and white from Tennessee? Or perhaps the purple and gold of Louisiana State University. We've got a full house plus gathered here in Atlanta for the 10th SEC Championship game. Tonight featuring the Volunteers of Tennessee and the Tigers of LSU, and presented by Dr. Pepper. And here come the Volunteers. Head coach Philip Fulmer in his 10th season. And right behind them, the Tigers of Louisiana State University. Their head coach in his 2nd season, Nick Saban. And good evening, everybody. I'm Vern Lundquist along with Todd Blackledge and Jill Arrington. Welcome to this electric scene, the 10th title game in the SEC, 3rd visit for the Volunteers, and the first for LSU. It is indeed a celebration of football. And so much rides on the outcome of this game, reverberations to be felt with the result throughout the college football world. If you like order and you like the bowl championship series, you're probably pulling for Tennessee. But if you admire a little chaos in college football, you become a big fan of LSU tonight. Here's why. The current BCS standings. If Tennessee wins tonight, they advance to the championship game in the Rose Bowl. But oh goodness, if LSU knocks off Tennessee tonight, it could affect Nebraska or Colorado or Oregon, any of which could wind up in the Rose Bowl after January 3rd. Todd, so much riding on this game and such differing philosophical approaches for both teams.
Yeah, both teams have a unique challenge tonight. For Tennessee, it's a psychological challenge. That win last week took a lot out of them physically and emotionally. The question is, can they maintain and produce the same kind of focus, intensity, and execution tonight against this LSU team, because they'll need it against this explosive Tiger team. On the other side, LSU, they don't have a psychological problem. Their players really believe they can beat Tennessee. Their challenge is a physical one. Tennessee is bigger and stronger on both sides of the ball. The question for LSU, when Tennessee hits tonight, will LSU be ready to hit back and hit back for 60 minutes?
Time now to go down on the field to honor our country, the combined bands of Louisiana State and the University of Tennessee. God bless America, and the national anthem.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, let us rise as one nation for a special tribute to America. Since those dark hours of September 11th, the United States and its people have once again answered the challenge and have led the quest for freedom for all people, as well as the fight against terrorism. Tonight, we salute the young men and women who have represented our nation so well during Operation Enduring Freedom. The colors of the United States are presented tonight by representatives of our country's armed forces, the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines, and the Coast Guard. Please lift up your hearts and voices and join in singing God Bless America. And those who protect it. Let's join in a time-honored tradition of college football as the combined bands lead us in the singing of our national anthem.
We approach kickoff time in Atlanta, and our coverage of the SEC Championship game presented by Dr. Pepper continues after this message and a word from your local station.
CBS Sports presents the SEC Championship game, presented by Dr. Pepper. Sponsored by Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Be you. Nothing's better. Dr. Pepper. And by Sonic, America's drive-in. This game is simulcast in high definition by Samsung, inviting you to discover the clarity of HD TV.
Welcome back to Atlanta, the SEC Championship game presented by Dr. Pepper. Tennessee has won 7 in a row. LSU has won its last 4. LSU won the toss, which means Alex Walls will kick off for the Tennessee Volunteers. Dominic Davis is the deepest of 2. He is joined deep for LSU by Devery Henderson. There's Henderson, number 26, and Davis, number 31. Ball game is underway. Short kick. taken by Dominic Davis at the 10, center of the field. And good downfield coverage by the Volunteers of Tennessee. LSU takes over at its own 23-yard line. And let's check in with the third member of our commentary team. Here's Jill Arrington.
Thanks, Vern. Well, for those of you who are superstitious, 2 hasn't been the luckiest number so far this season. The second-ranked teams as the seasons have gone on haven't fared well. Florida, Nebraska, Oklahoma, and Florida again. But tonight, it's second-ranked Tennessee's opportunity to seize the moment and get to that national championship game. Vern?
All right, Jill. They will be on defense, and Rohan Davey, the senior quarterback. Play fake. Davey wants to go deep. Comes out, gets a good block, and fires it incomplete for Jarrell Myers, number 3. There was a turnback block that gave Davey time to release the ball. Rohan Davey for the season, 18 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. This is only his 16th start. Full season as a starter, a backup the previous 2 years.
Yeah, great leader, great competitor, but also a guy who, when he gets hot, he really plays well. And Jimbo Fisher, the offensive coordinator, likes to get him off to a quick start.
Second down and 10, and Joe DiMaggio, the backup tight end, is in the backfield. LeBrandon Tofield gets the handoff and heads left. Caught and dropped at the 25-yard line by John Henderson. And let's check the Dr. Pepper starting lineups now. First of all, offensively, up front, Ben Wilkerson, a true freshman, has kind of anchored this. Dwayne Pierce at right guard is the outstanding one. It's Tofield, Lee in the backfield, Myers, Josh Reed, the All-American, and Robert Royal is the tight end. And on the sidelines, 50 years of age in his second season, Nick Saban.
And you might be kind of surprised. He's a defensive guy. And yet he elected to receive the opening kickoff because he feels his offense is what sets the tempo for his whole football team.
LSU has scored on its first possession each of the last 4 games. And here they're trying to convert on third down. And Davey, who can run, shows you how. He picks up the first down and keeps the drive alive.
Nice decision by Rohan Davey. Doesn't see what he likes downfield, and then he sees a lane. And as you mentioned, he's athletic enough to do this. He's got to protect that ball. He sometimes gets a little carried away with the football hanging out loose, but that time, good decision, and gets a big first down for the Tigers.
Earlier this season in a turnaround game, he threw for 528 against Alabama. Now he converts on third down. Davey back, little crossing pattern underneath. It is dropped by Corey Webster. That's going to bring up a second down and 10. We'll catch our breath for a moment and set the defense now for Tennessee under John Chavis. A brilliant game last week. It's Jackson, Henderson, Hainsworth, and Overstreet. The linebackers, Eddie Moore, Stevenson, Keon Whiteside for an injured Kevin Burnett. And the secondary, Gaines, Baker, Julian Battle, and Jabari Greer. Philip Fulmer, 10th full season head coach, Tennessee, 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, 2 wide receivers split wide right, and a double tight end set, flags. Steve Shaw is our referee tonight.
Dead ball, false start on the offense, 5-yard penalty, second down.
And one thing I think that's going to be very important for LSU tonight, in addition to playing physically and blocking this Tennessee front, they've got to be productive on first down. Where Tennessee's defense is really good is if they get you behind the down and distance and can pin their ears back and come after your quarterback. And you don't want to have many of these kind of situations, 2nd and 15.
Standard defensive set. Tofield gets the handoff and heads to his left. Motors out near the 40-yard line. The tackle made by Eddie Moore, number 37. Strong side linebacker for Tennessee. LeBrandon Tofield, one of the key figures for this ball club.
Well, he changes their personality. I mean, when he's healthy and when he's playing at the top of his game, he gives them a toughness and an ability to get extra yards that they don't have with anybody else. They've got some other good runners, but you see, when he was banged up in the middle of the season, his production went down, and the team, LSU, did not play nearly as well.
3rd and 6 from the 40. And Tennessee will bring 4. Pressure for Davey. Almost picked off.
John Henderson with the pressure. And if Andre Lott doesn't tip this ball, it's intercepted by Julian Battle. Here's Henderson right in the middle. Last year's Outland Trophy winner. just runs right between two blockers. Peterman and the center Wilkerson. It's good to have two guys assigned to him, but they better not whiff, and they did that time.
And for the first time in the last 5 games now, 4 games and a bit of a quarter, LSU does not score on the opening drive. Donnie Jones is on to punt. Dante Stallworth, who's counterpunched 1 for a touchdown, is back to receive at 15. Stallworth will let it go, and it bounces, takes an LSU hop out of bounds at the 8-yard line. 52-yard punt for Donnie Jones. John Henderson said he came back for one reason. He wanted a ring. Welcome back to Atlanta. A splendid Saturday evening in Georgia. The SEC Championship presented by Dr. Pepper. Casey Clausen, the sophomore, making his 19th start at quarterback. He is 16-2. As a starter for Tennessee. He'll need some of his cool demeanor now as they start from their own 8-yard line. Play fake. He'll throw from the end zone. Deep right side for Stallworth. Double coverage. Incomplete, bobbled as Ryan Clark came over with Demetrius Hookfin.
Nice idea, though. LSU started with 9 defenders in the box to stop the run, and right away, this is what they did to him back on September 29th. They threw fades when the coverage was on, and they threw hitches when the coverage was off. And they terrorized the defensive secondary of LSU. Right away, they go after him.
Big play possibility. Stallworth, who missed the last encounter between these two in September with a broken wrist. 2nd down and 10. Here's Travis Stevens. Weaves his way, works over right guard. Knocked down after a gain of 2 by Damian James, number 5. There's Casey Clausen, described as an efficient quarterback by John Hoke at Florida, but he's really played well lately.
Well, that 16-2 as a starter is the biggest thing. His team believes in him. And one thing that he did and they did last week very effectively is they threw early in the game and particularly on 1st down, and then that opened things up for Travis Stevens. They came right out 1st down tonight and tried to throw deep.
3rd and 8 from the 10. 3 wide receiver set. Roll out for Clausen, gets a good block, fires it, and it is incomplete. Kelley Washington, the freshman, 22 years of age, who had such a brilliant game in game 1 between these two with 11 catches.
Yeah, and nobody knew about Kelley Washington. There he is right here working to the sideline. Before the game in September, nobody really knew. They knew he had great potential, and all he did was catch 11 balls for 256 yards. You better believe LSU is going to pay a lot more attention to him tonight than they did in that first ball game.
3rd down, and the last man on the field was a late arriving Dustin Colquitt. No problem, except he's the guy that's got a punt now. And the left footer kicks it out. He's averaged 47 on his last 12, but this one, good field position, results for LSU. A 37-yard punt and 7 on the return. Colquitt getting an earful from Philip Fulmer. He was very late getting on the field. Leader of the LSU defense, Trev Falk, going over some plans on the sideline. 1st down, 10 LSU now. What might we expect here, Todd?
Well, this would be a good chance to try to throw deep. I mean, Rohan Davey loves to throw the post pattern, and they haven't got the ball to Josh Reed yet. Josh Reed is right up there at the top of the screen.
90 catches for the season. Davey looks for Josh Reed. Dances right, gets a little pressure, tucks it and runs it, and he is hit as he goes out of bounds. There is no flag.
No.
That was right on the edge.
No flag, but a coach or a manager or somebody down on the Tennessee sideline, and Davey's down.
It's Rohan Davey. Rohan Davey.
Right foot's out, left foot's out. They could have very easily called that. I think Rohan got a knee in the back at the end of the play. Not that hit there, but watch at the end of the play, a knee on top of him.
Well, his family looks on with a degree of concern now. Rohan Davey, 35 tickets he needed. His mom in the middle wearing number 6. And an attitude of prayer now for her son.
Well, here's the play again. He's out of bounds and he's hit. They could have called it a penalty, and then he's hit again.
That looked like it might have been an ankle injury with that assistant coach. I'm not sure.
Boy.
Rohan Davey was injured in the Florida loss after these two teams played in September 29th. And Tennessee prevailed in that game. Davey threw for 188 yards in the fourth quarter. Just a brilliant comeback attempt. And then went back home, a dispirited LSU team. This is Keon Whiteside who laid the hit on Davey. And he was injured in a debacle early on in the loss at home to Florida.
Well, if anyone can come back from an injury, it would be Rohan Davey. He is a real competitor and a very, very tough football player. And there would have to be something very serious to keep him out of this football game. See, I don't think it's anything in his lower body. I think he got a knee in the ribs or in the back, not on this hit. Now that could have been a penalty, but watch Rashad Moore at the end of the play. A knee right in the back, and I think that's what hurt Rohan Davey.
Matt Mauck, who came on and played for Davey in the Florida loss, is on in that game. He was 11 of 22. He is a 22-year-old young man who played minor league baseball for 4 years, was originally recruited out of Jasper, Indiana by Nick Saban at Michigan State.
And the first thing he has to do is make sure he gets a good snap from the center.
Has that. Here's Tofield heading left. Gang tackle at the 35-yard line. The stop made by Dominic Stevenson, number 28. And Rohan Davey is heading for the locker room. I guess the best news, Todd, is that he is, though limping, he's walking without assistance.
Yeah, it's something in his back or his kidney. Now you can see he's got rib pads on. So hopefully he had a little protection there. And like I said, if there's anyone that can come back, I mean, this guy is an extremely tough football player. And he'd be the guy that could do it.
Matt Mauck played in the Cubs organization. And Josh Booty, of course, a predecessor quarterback for LSU, likewise a minor league baseball player. Seems to be a trend these days.
And we just did get a message from next door. The LSU folks told us it is ribs that they're going in to look at on Rohan Davey.
Third down, Matt Mauck in the gun.
He's a good runner, too.
Quarterback draw. And he's hit, slips the tackle, works to the 30. I think he might have a first down.
Might have slipped that ball or stretched the ball out far enough. We saw this against Florida when he came in the ball game. He's a very good athlete, a very good runner. This is a design quarterback draw, and this is just all Mauck. He does it all on his own. Some missed tackles and a good effort by Mauck.
22-year-old freshman converts on third down. And that LSU, by the way, 52% conversions on third down. It's an extraordinary stat. Now, what you don't know, of course, is 3rd and 1 or 3rd and 10.
It's a good number no matter what it is.
First down and 10, scoreless first quarter. Here's Mauck. Tofield knocked down behind the line. Contact made by Eddie Moore, number 37. Well, NFL doubleheader for you tomorrow on CBS. San Diego visits Philadelphia, Tennessee, Minnesota, Cleveland, New England, or Jacksonville, Atlanta in the early game. And then in the late one, Jets at Pittsburgh, out on the coast, Kansas City at Oakland. It all begins with the NFL Today, Sunday, 12 noon Eastern time on CBS. Second down and 10. 3 wide receiver set now. Jarrell Myers is wide right.
Little confusion with the offensive line right now. Again, a new quarterback calling the protections up front.
Snap from Wilkerson. Mauck with time. Goes deep. Tipped. Incomplete. Eddie Moore, number 37.
Yeah, Eddie Moore did a nice job on the play before on the running play. Came on a run blitz. This time he dropped in coverage and got his hands on the football. But again, pressure. We saw this last week. Excellent pressure on Rex Grossman last week, and Bernard Jackson there.
On the defense, 5-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
And Steve Shaw letting us know there was an infraction.
And you can believe that Tennessee and their defense right now thinking we're going to really come after Matt Mauck. I mean, maybe we were still going to come after Rohan Davey. There's John Chavis, the defensive coordinator, and right now with a new quarterback, And a guy who hasn't played much, you better believe they're going to come after Matt Mauck.
2nd down 5 from the 25. Here's Mauck on the half roll. Fires it deep right side for Reed. Double coverage at the goal line. Flag is thrown. Took a little while to get the hanky out of the pocket.
Your quarterback is hurt. You need to get some confidence. What do? You try to get the ball to the Biletnikoff winner, your best offensive weapon. Now, this is good coverage by Lott. They did get tangled up, and over the top, Rashad Baker made contact. But look at what Josh Reed has done this season. Just staggering. 90 receptions. Look at the average yards per game. Just an incredible season and a well-deserved Biletnikoff award.
Josh Reed in excess of 100 yards in 10 of the 11 games this season. The only game in which he did not go over 100 was a loss to Ole Miss, which was the low point of the season. He had 3 catches for 85 yards in that game. That, not so coincidentally, was Rohan Davey's worst game of the year as well. 1st and 10 after the penalty, just outside the 10. Here's Tofield. He's got 19 touchdowns this season, and 14 of the 19 have come from inside the 10-yard line. He is just excellent once they get in the red zone area.
And this is strength versus strength. I mean, he's great running in the red zone, and Tennessee is great at defending the run in the red zone. They have only given up 5 touchdown runs all season. Look at that, 22 in the last 45 games. So this is a very difficult defense to run against when you get into the red zone.
Report from Jill Arrington on the sideline. Rohan Davey in the locker room getting x-rayed right now. And his team a 2nd down and 8 from the 9. Out of the shotgun. Mauck across the middle, tipped again. Remember in the first quarter at Florida last week when John Henderson had 2 knockdowns, they get their hands up, these guys.
Yeah, this was Rashad Moore. Now, I think he just kind of dropped off the line. He was kind of playing a little bit of zone defense. He dropped off and then jumped up, but he had his eyes on the quarterback the entire time.
And the updated report from the locker room, chest contusions for Rohan Davey. 3rd and 8 from the 9, a scoreless first quarter, midway through.
Matt Mauck needs to be smart here with the football because they can't afford to come away with this with no points.
Looks for Clayton, comes right, flag is down, and Josh Reed couldn't hang on to it. There's an infraction. The penalty flag at the 10-yard line.
A couple penalties against Tennessee have already prolonged this drive.
Offsides on the defense, half the distance to the goal. Repeat 3rd down.
I think they're lining up offsides. They're not jumping, but they're lining off with their head across the neutral zone, and that's twice now in this drive. Tennessee has been called for offsides. They also had the big pass interference penalty against Josh Reed.
And you think back now to the early going, that's the 3rd mental mistake we've seen made by Tennessee. 3rd down from the 5.
Watch a quarterback draw here.
There it is. Mauck comes right. Touchdown, Louisiana State. As they did in the first encounter between these two on September 29th, LSU scores first, but in such a different fashion.
They spread them out by formation. They opened up the middle, and Matt Mauck, a very good runner, finds his way. Good blocking at the point of attack, and LSU on the board first.
The 22-year-old gets the touchdown, and John Corbello is on for the extra point. Up and good. Excellent punt by Donnie Jones.
That's right.
Pinned Tennessee back. They had to punt, a short punt, and Matt Mauck in relief of Rohan Davey scores from 4. It's 7-zip LSU. We are back at the Georgia Dome. LSU strikes first, 7-0. They are 7-1 for the year when they score first. The lone loss was at Tennessee. Mauck, the 22-year-old freshman. Now Leonard Scott world-class speedster getting ready to return the kickoff. Moves up. It's going to be taken short and gathered in at the 12-yard line by Derek Tinsley. And let's go back and look at the touchdown.
Yeah, I want you to watch the block by the left guard, Stephen Peterman, the sophomore. This is what springs the play. Watch him pull out and get the block on Dominique Stevenson. Excellent block by Peterman. There it is right there. And Matt Mauck finds his way into the end zone. Nice call by spreading him out by formation and running the quarterback draw.
Jasper, Indiana, 4 years in the Cubs organization. And Rohan Davey back on the field. First down and 10, Tennessee trailing 7-0. Jason Witten in motion. Here's Clausen, quick flip behind Dante Stallworth.
Okay, one thing I'm feeling right now is I talked about how important it would be for Tennessee to come in with the same kind of focus they had last week. They're not showing it right now. That last defensive series, they had 3 penalties, 2 of them on third down. Before that, the punter, late getting on the field. Offside penalties. Casey Clausen, a little off throwing the football. It's hard to come down off a huge win like that and get right back up the next week.
Clausen yet to complete his first pass. Quick setup, comes left for Dante Stallworth. Nice spin move, and Stallworth out across the 35, and a flag is thrown on the far side of the field. So we'll get the determination in a moment. And while we wait, let's introduce you to the men who will start offensively, the Dr. Pepper starting lineups. Travis Stevens and Bartholomew in the backfield. Stallworth and Washington along with John Finlayson at the skill positions.
Was covered up on the play. 5-yard penalty. Will repeat, second down.
See, the penalties against Tennessee right now are not penalties of effort or aggressiveness. They're penalties of a lack of concentration. That time they had the tight end covered up. They had an illegal formation. They've had offsides penalties. Those are a lack of concentration penalties more than anything else.
Second down and 15. Clausen will go out of the shotgun. Scott Wells snaps it back. They come left again. Kelley Washington slips by Brady James and is tackled as he gets to the 38-yard line. Ryan Clark finally got him. And let's get an update on Rohan Davey. Here's Jill.
Good news for LSU on Rohan Davey. The x-rays came back negative. No broken ribs, no internal injuries. They may hold him out 1 series and put him back in.
All right, thank you, Jill. That is indeed good news.
You know what? I think even if he'd had a little crack in there, he would have probably tried to come back and play in the football game. But what a job Matt Mauck did coming off the bench to get the first score for the Tigers.
That was a first down, Tennessee. Their first. 7 minutes to go. 7 and change. Here's a quick screen to Dante Stallworth. Gets a block, slips a tackle, moves it out to the 49-yard line. 11-yard gain. And let's check the Louisiana State defense. Up front, it's Kipps, Lavallee, Jarvis Green, Lawrence Falk, and Brady James are the linebackers. The secondary, there's only one true cover man, and that's Demetrius Hookfin. This is a soft secondary.
Yeah, they've given up a lot of points, a lot of yards, 275 yards per game through the air. The other corner, Damian James, is really a safety. And when they get into nickel, he actually plays safety, but he plays corner in the normal stuff.
Out of the shotgun again. Here comes Brady James with the blitz. The pass caught by Washington, but he's nailed at the 45 for the loss of 4. Randall Gay, number 21. Well, this defensive unit, as we said, not great numbers, but they've been there when they needed to be.
And they've gotten better the last couple weeks. In all fairness, you see the pass defense. Not many teams in the country doing a poor job in stopping the pass, but they have played better and a little bit more team-oriented defense here the last couple weeks.
Second down, 13. Tennessee yet to cross midfield. There's a 5-man rush by LSU. The flip is out complete at the 50-yard line. But that's a modest gain when they needed a major gain. Eric Parker, number 80, erstwhile starter for this team, made the catch.
And LSU needs to be careful here because a lot of quick throws right now by Tennessee. Casey Clausen throwing a lot of quick hitches, a lot of quick outs. They may be trying to set something up, a hitch and go, and out and up. Draw that defense up, get them overreacting on the quick stuff and try to run by him.
3rd and 9. Washington and Bobby Graham break off right side. Dante Stallworth comes to the near side. LSU with the blitz. Clausen stands in, finds his tight end Jason Witten short of the first down at the 44-yard line.
Nice play by Lionel Thomas. I mean, that is a big man that he was trying to tackle. Jason Witten is 6'5", 265, and Lionel Thomas did not allow any yardage after the catch. Witten came out of the backfield, and watch the sure tackle by Lionel Thomas. No extra yardage after the catch. A nice play by a smaller Lionel Thomas.
Witten with the catch, had the misfortune of fumbling once, having a ball go off his hands and being intercepted by Florida. Here's Colquitt, who was on the field in plenty of time, and the punt rolls into the end zone. Touchback. It will come out to the 20-yard line. Now the Volunteers reached the SEC championship game by virtue of a 2-point upset at Florida last Saturday. Travis Stevens had the game of his career, 226, 2 TDs. The Gators' 2-point conversion fell short, and Florida fell. Meanwhile, that night, Auburn at LSU, Rohan Davey reached the game, 431 yards of total offense. Josh Reed, 10 receptions. LSU won its 4th straight game to get to the title game, and Rohan Davey is back on the field. Tofield probes the middle. Nope, it's Dominic Davis, number 31, who is giving Brandon Tofield a rest. Rohan Davey back at quarterback.
He's such a valuable leader. I mean, this is a guy that wasn't even the full-time starter last year, and yet he was voted by his teammates as one of the team captains. It's his 2nd year as a team captain. He's not off to a great start, but he's made a couple tough runs, and he's done a couple nice things, even though he hasn't completed his first pass yet.
2nd and 8, 7-0. LSU leads late first quarter. Quick flip out, incomplete for Reed. Good defense by Tennessee. Eddie Moore was over there, and so was Jabari Greer, number 33.
Tennessee has a bead on Reed right now. They really do. I mean, they are zeroed in on where number 25 is. You don't catch 90-some balls in a season and not get noticed. And that means maybe the other guy, Michael Clayton, the true freshman, number 14, may have to step up and make some plays for Rohan Davey now.
Clayton breaks off wide left. Myers and Reed come to the right side. 3rd and 8. LSU has converted 3 of 4, but 2 on penalties by Tennessee. Here's the 4-man rush. Davey fires it, caught by Reed. First down at the 31-yard line, +3.
Look
to
at
the 34.
Look at the strength. This is one of the things that makes Josh Reed special. He's a converted running back. I mean, he is a thick kid. He's got legs like a running back, not a wide receiver. Strength. Watch him catch the football and then just take Julian Battle with him for about 4 yards. I mean, that's a running back playing wide receiver. And Julian Battle's no small guy. He's 6'3", 205 pounds, and took a ride on Josh Reed's back.
Those are the records coming into this ball game. 91 receptions now for the season. Here's play fake from Davey. Goes back. Nobody open. Tries to dance right. Does. Gets rid of it. Myers with the grab at the 42-yard line.
Boy, he got rid of it. He got to completion, but he better not try that very many times. Now, that is a dangerous throw that Rohan Davey made. I mean, he is, he gets away from the pressure. Sometimes you wonder how, because he doesn't look like the most graceful guy. And then throws moving away all the way back across the field. That is so dangerous, but it worked out for him that time.
2nd down and 2, an 8-yard pickup. Jarrell Myers has become an alternate receiver now with the prominence of Josh Reed and the addition of Michael Clayton. Here's a quick flip left side, caught, first down. Jarrell Myers. Just saw the graphic on how, as a sophomore, he had 64 catches, 29 last year, and now back-to-back grabs here in the first quarter. 1st and 10, LSU. Ball at the 47-yard line. Clayton, bottom of your screen. Rohan Davey, born in Jamaica, raised in Miami. His mom, Dotlin Carruthers, leading a family contingent that's here. Here's Davey. Goes deep for Michael Clayton. This will be overthrown. Just got an irrepressible spirit about him, doesn't he, Todd?
Yeah, he really does. I mean, he's an engaging guy. We talked about his leadership, his competitiveness, and really all the LSU coaches believe that his best football is ahead of him. You know, he's kind of a late developer. He hasn't started a lot of games, and he's going to get on somebody's NFL team next year, and these 35 folks will be going to some NFL city next year and wearing different colors in purple and gold.
Second down and 10. There's a stunt by the defense. Here's Tofield dancing. Breakout. It's Dominic Davis again. 31 instead of 22. Dominic Davis across the 50 and tackled at the 48-yard line. Test your SEC championship knowledge in the football trivia challenge at cbs.sportsline.com or America Online. Keyword CBS Sportsline. Another third down for LSU. 3rd and 5. Josh Reed breaks off wide to the left side.
What Tennessee's been doing on 3rd down is what they did last week. 3-man front, moving other people around, trying to create some confusion to bring pressure.
They're going to bring 5. Davey lets it go left side, incomplete for Reed. The pressure forced the pass high.
They brought 6. And Davey not able to make the connection. Tennessee wants to bring pressure. They want to try to isolate their best guys, but Wilkerson does a pretty nice job on John Henderson. That's a true freshman working against a senior, and a big senior at that.
And to return the Donnie Jones punt, Tennessee sends Rashad Baker deep this time instead of Dante Stallworth. Little bit of pressure. Nice high punt, and the fair catch taken by Tennessee. Baker grabs it at the 14-yard line. Tuesday on CBS, he's a hotshot lawyer with a lot of ambition and a responsibility to the disadvantaged. Now he's getting something he never had, competition. Don't miss an all-new episode of the season's highest-rated new drama, The Guardian, Tuesday on CBS. (7-0) with 46 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. Tennessee's 3rd offensive series. Yet to hear from Travis Stevens. And we don't hear much on that play. Tackle is made by Jarvis Green, number 59.
Well, Jarvis Green, more known as a pass rusher. He's their best guy to pressure the quarterback that time. Really closed quickly down the line and made the nice play. And this team did a nice job on Travis Stevens the first time they played him. And Travis Stevens had 95 yards in September, but he only averaged 2.8 yards per carry. So they played pretty well against Tennessee's run game back in September. It was the passing game that really hurt them.
2nd down 10. Could be the final play of the first quarter. Here's Clausen, the toss to Stevens, going right. Flag is down.
It's a dead ball. That was a movement penalty. Another concentration penalty against Tennessee.
Well, the question all week was, could they refocus after that extraordinary win at Florida last week?
And, you know, both teams had to refocus. Both teams had huge wins, but I think it was tougher for Tennessee.
False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down.
The reason I think it was tougher for Tennessee is because the game, I think, took more out of them physically and emotionally, and they were on the road. So they had a long flight back. They got back really late on Saturday night. And their fans, you know, beating Florida was such a huge thing that it was hard for them, I'm sure, to get their focus ahead on LSU as quickly as LSU was able to get over their Auburn win.
Now we've reached the end of one with our score 7-0, and we'll return to the SEC Championship game presented by Dr. Pepper after this message and this word from your local station. Gorgeous night in Atlanta. The SEC Championship presented by Dr. Pepper. Smokey not too happy thus far. Mike the Tiger likes the way things have gone. It's 2nd down and 15. Clausen And the Volunteers out of the shotgun.
6 defensive backs in for LSU.
There's the snap. The draw play. Travis Stevens, nothing there. Gets out to the 10. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 14 as we get underway. LSU leading by a count of 7-0. They got the touchdown. Backup quarterback Matt Mauck. Todd, you said at the beginning the challenge mental for Tennessee, physical for LSU.
I think LSU's answered the challenge. They have been physical with Tennessee. I'm not sure Tennessee's answered theirs in the first quarter. A lot of penalties, a few mistakes. Their average starting field position so far, their own 17. Part of that was punting by LSU, but a lot of that was penalties by Tennessee.
3rd and 14 for Clausen and the Volunteers. He goes from a regular set. Looks right. Runs out right. That one's almost picked off by Lionel Thomas. He was behind Dante Stallworth.
Not a very good decision that time by Casey Clausen. Good coverage downfield. Remember, Stallworth didn't play when these teams met in September. He's a real weapon, and LSU right on him. 6 defensive backs. They got coverage all over the field, and Casey lucky he got away with that decision.
Couple of left-footed punters in this game. Colquitt to punt for the 3rd time and the 2nd time from the end zone. But this one is going to be taken by Dominic Davis at the 50, and again LSU is going to enjoy terrific field position. Dominic Davis out of bounds at the 27-yard line.
Philip Fulmer told us on the phone this week he was very concerned about Dominic Davis and the return game of LSU. A 39-yard punt out of deep in their own territory and a 22-yard return by Dominic Davis. The punt by Colquitt, little acting job. But watch Davis. In returning punts, you got to make the first guy miss. There he does that. He makes the first guy miss, and then he picks up a wave of blockers and gets him way down the field.
Davis gets a rest. LeBrandon Tofield, who had one, is back at the running back position. Rohan Davey will throw. Chased down. Caught and dropped for a loss at the 35. Demetran Veal, number 95, got there.
Demetran Veal is listed as the number 3 right defensive end, and he beat Rodney Reed. He's coming from the top of your screen on a starting left tackle, Rodney Reed. Demetran Veal is a junior college transfer, came from Cerritos College out in California, and he gets a big sack that time for the Volunteers.
And that is the first sack yielded by this LSU offensive line in the last 2 games and a quarter. They went through Arkansas and Auburn victories without having Davey sacked. Here's Tofield. Goes right. Cut down at the 33-yard line. Bernard Jackson with the tackle, and time now for the Exxon and Mobil virtual playbooks.
Well, LSU's Rohan Davey really loves to throw the post pattern, and he loves to throw it to Josh Reed. You'll see the Tigers in a lot of trips formation, and they'll run double post trying to put the free safety in a bind. And if he chooses not to honor Josh Reed, he usually makes a mistake. 7 touchdown catches on the season for Josh Reed.
Reed is in the slot to the right. 3rd and 17. 1 catch thus far in the ball game.
It's a 5 receiver set. Tofield is actually at the bottom of the screen.
Here comes the rush. Davey, little screen over, a little pass to Clayton over the middle, but that's far short of the first down. The tackle made on Clayton at the 26. Julian Battle, number 14, with the stop. And let's see if we get John Corbello on. We will, and he has not had a great season.
No.
He's 11 of 19 for the year, and over the course of his career, only 8 of 16 between the 40 and the 49.
Yes.
And this one is going to be from 43 yards out.
Nice response by the Tennessee defense after the punt.
Here's Corbello. Hooks it. Misses it. Not the strength of LSU's presentation.
Their return games are good. Their coverage teams are good. Their field goal kicking has not been very good. Great field position, but a win for the Tennessee defense, forcing the missed field goal.
This unique perspective of tonight's game provided courtesy of the Saturn light shift. Saturn's new light shift, proud to bring you these Aerial views of the Georgia Dome and the city of Atlanta from high above Saturn. Hoping you enjoy the game and the view. Inside, first down and 10, Tennessee trailing by 7. And off. Stevens skips out of one tackle and is dropped at the 29-yard line. The tackle made by Trev Falk. Well, we've got a large contingent of folks who travel each week to bring you college football, the SEC on CBS. One of our colleagues in the hospital tonight, taken ill yesterday and underwent surgery this morning in an Atlanta hospital. We want to wish the best to Terry Hester, one of our ace camera guys, better known affectionately by all of us as Twister. Terry, get well, rejoin us. Second down and 7. Darting run by Stevens out to the 35-yard line. Seven nothing LSU. And well, look at this. We got a family. Some guys travel with dogs. Look at this. The kids are here and they're wondering, where's mom?
They all come out for the championship game.
You getting ready?
I'm getting ready.
Okay, mom is off the blimp. And she's in here somewhere. Third down. 3rd and 2. Stevens got the first down out at the 39-yard line. The tackle made by Brady James. Well, remember last week when mom was riding on the strut of the blimp? Well, look at here. Guess what? It's almost time for the
Aflac
trivia question of the night. Here it is. Who was LSU's head coach the last time they won an outright SEC title? The year was 1986, and we'll tell you shortly. First down and 10, 7-0.
Tennessee's going to go deep here pretty soon.
Stevens across the 40 for a couple. Tackle made at the 41-yard line. Trev Falk and Brady James, the 2 of the 3 linebackers.
LSU is doing a nice job on Travis Stevens right now. Remember last week, a career high 226 yards on only 19 carries. So far tonight, 7 carries and only 17 yards. So LSU doing a very nice job defending the run right now.
Travis Stevens has had an outstanding senior year, a finalist for the Doak Walker Award. He did not win it. It went to Luke Staley of Brigham Young. Travis was down in Orlando for the award presentation. Here's Witten, the big tight end, Jason Witten to the 33-yard line.
LSU is trying to play a cover 2 defense with 2 deep safeties to help on the outside wide receivers. A perfect read by Casey Clausen. See, the safeties are going to split. Witten, the tight end, is going to work right in the middle. When a quarterback sees the safety split, you think middle of the field, and that's exactly where Clausen found Witten. Jason Witten had a tough outing last week against Florida. He shook it off. He couldn't wait to get back on the field this week, and he makes a nice big catch there.
One of the more poignant scenes from last week's game in Gainesville. He came off after a fumble. Philip Fulmer gave him a hug and said, "We're going to need you." Here's the pass deep for Washington. Wow. Touchdown, Tennessee. Kelley Washington, 31 yards. Tennessee's on the board.
You could just tell that Tennessee was going to try to go deep. They went to Witten, and now they go to Washington. Hookfin, the best cover corner. He sees the ball, but he just can't make the play. A perfect throw by Casey Clausen. Out and over the outside shoulder. Trev Falk with a hit after the play, but a perfect throw by Casey Clausen.
Alex Walls for the extra point. The first third down conversion of the night. A 28-yard toss to the tight end, Jason Witten, and a 31-yard pass and catch. Washington for Tennessee. We're tied. 9:04 to go in the first half, tied at 7. Some guys forgot Halloween ended. It's Christmas season. And a lot of orange here. There's a lot of purple and gold. Both schools allotted 19,500 tickets, but somehow the folks from Knoxville grabbed more than the folks from Baton Rouge.
Yeah, there's definitely more orange here in the building tonight.
Here's the kickoff. Walls. Dominic Davis chases it over to the right side. And that will go into the end zone and come out to the 20-yard line. It's a touchback.
We'll go back to the touchdown. Now, this is what LSU tried to do to Tennessee the first time they played. 8 in the box, 1 free safety, single coverage out here on Kelley Washington. You put 8 in the box to stop the run, but that makes you very vulnerable in your pass coverage outside. And Kelley Washington did the same thing in September as he did just a moment ago. He ran right by Hookman for a touchdown.
He's another 22-year-old minor league baseball player. Hit .213 for an average for 4 years. And said maybe my future is in college football. First down and 10, LSU. Davey, Toefield. Good defensive pursuit down the line. Bernard Jackson, number 56. Well, a year ago last summer, Kelley Washington was playing for the Kane County Cougars in Geneva, Illinois, and opted to come back and play football. He's a young man, grew up in Virginia, and really is a quarterback and a wide receiver.
Well, he can throw the football. I mean, you see him warm up before the game. I mean, he throws it as well as any of the quarterbacks on the Tennessee team, and maybe he may want to still play quarterback at some point, but he's been a valuable asset as a wide receiver.
Second down, out of the shotgun. Here comes the rush. Jabari Greer. The catch is made, and then the tackle is made from behind. Eddie Moore. And player down in September. Dante Stallworth was out. Kelley Washington made a big splash in Tennessee in spring practice, but what a game, what a night he had.
Yeah, 11 catches, 256 yards. When the coverage was off, they threw the hitches in front of him. When they pressed, they threw the fades over the top, and he was just too big and too fast for LSU to do anything about. Nobody knew about him before that night, but they know about him now. And LeBrandon Toefield just kind of went down funny at the end of that play. Now, he's battled an ankle injury through the year, and it's a weird tackle at the end from behind Eddie Moore, and it just kind of falls awkwardly at the end of that tackle.
Toefield with a rib injury in the first meeting between these two, thus limited to only 8 carries and did not play in the second half. Here's Davey. Here comes the rush. Davey darts to the right, pulls up as the pursuit gets there, fires it deep. Almost intercepted Rashad Baker at the 50.
Remember I said earlier, don't try to do that too many times? Rohan tried to do it again. He tried to throw back across his body to the middle of the field. Very, very dangerous. And if Josh Reed doesn't become a defender, that ball is intercepted by Baker. Josh Reed did what you hope all receivers would do, turn from offense to defense and help the quarterback out of a bad decision.
On fourth down, Donnie Jones back to punt, and Dante Stallworth perched at the 32 for the Volunteers of Tennessee. Nice high, what a boomer. Terrific punt, chases Stallworth back to the 17, but he does have a little room to run, not that much, as he's arm tackled at the 31-yard line by LeVar Johnson. A 58-yard punt, 15 on the return. We play midway through the first half, and we are tied at 7. Yesterday here in the Georgia Dome, Dwayne Carvel won a 5-person kickoff. So at halftime, he'll have an opportunity to win $1 million in the Dr. Pepper $1 Million Pick Your Kick. That's coming up at halftime. And you want to make sure you got your denture adhesive in tight when you start that phrase.
I'll tell you what, if I was going to kick for $1 million, I think I'd zip my jacket up, though. I'm not sure I'd have that thing flapping in the wind.
And other things. First down and 10. Here's Clausen coming right. Diving catch is made by Kelley Washington.
Now, the thing you have to remember about Kelley Washington, he's still new playing wide receiver. You mentioned he's a 22-year-old freshman, but he's 6'4", 225 pounds, and can really run. And that is that's outstanding work on the sideline by a guy who's still kind of learning how to play this position.
And they will bring the chain across as you see the graphic.
Nice job by Tennessee on first down. I really think winning first down is key in this ball game, because if you can stay ahead of the down and distance and stay ahead of the chains, it takes a little of that aggressiveness away from both of these defenses, particularly Tennessee. And right now Tennessee is doing a much better job of being productive on first down than LSU is.
And let's get an update from Jill Arrington on LeBrandon Tofield.
Well, Vern, he has a sprained left knee. At this point, they don't know how bad it is. They're icing it down right now. They're going to check on it more. For now, he's questionable.
Well, that was a factor when they played in September. He only had 8 carries for 20 yards. Up in Knoxville, he was pretty much a non-factor, and he is a big difference maker for this team.
Second and a foot. Will Bartholomew with a block that sends Travis Stevens to the 50-yard line. Good block by the fullback, the senior Will Bartholomew.
Tennessee loves to run ISO football and power football. Watch the fullback, Bartholomew, get the lead block. You got to have a fullback who can lead on the linebacker. He got Brady James down, and Kelley Washington got a nice block on the free safety, Ryan Clark. Tennessee runs that play as much, if not more, than anybody in college football.
Longest run of the night for Travis Stevens. It measured at 9. First down from midfield. There's Bartholomew looking back. And Casey Clausen setting up, going deep for Kelley Washington. Got him in stride. Down at the 3.
It was a checkoff. It was a checkoff at the line of scrimmage by Casey Clausen. He saw what he wanted again. That was a lot of bodies in there to stop the run. Single coverage outside with Washington on Damian James, and he audible to it. Watch, here's the single right here. The strong safety's over here to help on Stallworth. Single coverage, and Washington right from the beginning runs by Damian James, and another nice throw by Casey Clausen. He saw it, he checked to it, and then he made it pay off with the good throw. Boy, this has got to be like a nightmare, deja vu for Nick Saban and the LSU Tigers.
Double tight end set with Bartholomew in there. Here's play fake. Clausen rolling out, firing it down short, and it is caught. Troy Fleming, number 27, with the touchdown catch.
He made the nice catch last week against Florida, and this was a difficult catch because this was not an excellent throw by Clausen. It was low and away, and Fleming did a nice job of going down and getting the football. Watch Fleming come out of the backfield now, right out into the flat. And the throw is going to be low by Casey Clausen, and Fleming goes down and makes it.
Alex Walls with the extra point. Troy Fleming, yes indeed, I've done well. Tennessee takes the lead with 6:18 to go, first half. Well, in the background we are hearing Rocky Top.
Yes.
Again, how many times was it played before the game?
Well, we lost count before the game, but 5 so far during the game. From the time the kickoff started, we've had 5.
These in-game stats brought to you
by Matt Zine.
Multi-talented Matthew Zine, one of our crew. 6:18 to go, first half. Here's Alex Walls. Kick. Dominic Davis at the 10. Wonderful open field tackle. Stephen Marsh.
And what Philip Fulmer has to be most pleased with right now is that his team has stepped up their intensity. They did not have this intensity early in the ball game, but they have stepped it up. Take a look at the touchdown again, the catch by Fleming. And Casey Clausen has stepped up his intensity too. After an 0-for-3 start, he's hit 9 of his last 10 passes. And then coverage on the kickoff. Now it's up to Rohan Davey to get something going with his offense.
And he does not have LeBrandon Tofield. There's an arching pass. Devery Henderson, number 26, on in place of LeBrandon Tofield.
You know, the one thing that jumps out at you about this Tennessee defense is they are so fast. I mean, it's hard to get a lot of things going against them running, particularly running wide. I mean, they just run so well. Their linebackers, their secondary.
And they're playing on turf for the first time. And Will Overstreet told us last night he thought it might be advantageous for them because they are so quick.
That's right.
On artificial surface. 2nd and 8 to the 15. Will Overstreet being the defensive end for Tennessee. 2nd and 8. It's Dominic Davis in the backfield now. He gets the handoff, gets a lead block, And manages to work his way out to the 23-yard line. And I know all of you have been waiting now for the answer to the
flag.
See, these guys understand that it's close to Christmas. And the answer is LSU's head coach in 1986, Bill Arnsparger. Now you're going to tell me you knew that.
No, I didn't know that.
And that, by the way, was the last year that LSU played on a January 1st bowl. They will this year, for the first time in 15 years, regardless, win or lose tonight. 3rd and short, the toss. Davis coming left, caught and dropped. Jabari Greer led the charge, number 33.
I just talked about the speed of the Tennessee defense. Kind of an unusual call for LSU. 3rd and less than 1. Why not run a quarterback sneak with Davey? You take it off the line of scrimmage and then run to the side, and Tennessee's defense shows their speed. Jabari Greer with the play on the sideline. Maybe you don't run the quarterback sneak there because you've got a Rohan Davey with a little bit of an injury in his upper body. That's right.
Contusion, that's right. And you didn't have LeBrandon Tofield.
That's exactly right. And the best 3rd down team in the SEC is stopped for no gain on 3rd and less than 1.
Now, Mike, I can't imagine Nick Saban going for it, but it looks to me like, yes, he is.
What he may do here, though, is he may just try to draw offsides and have Rohan Davey go with a hard snap count. And if they can't get the penalty, then punt the football, because a mistake here could be very, very critical for LSU.
Here's a pair of dice. Let's roll them.
No running backs in the formation.
Went for it, bobbled the snap. I don't know that he got it.
Did not get it, not even close.
4th and a foot from your own 23 in the SEC championship game. An injured quarterback, Rohan Davey. LeBrandon Tofield not there.
Well, he didn't get it because he didn't get the snap, first of all. It was a bad exchange between the center, Ben Wilkerson, who's a freshman. Watch the snap. Rohan Davey never gets it, and by the time he picks it off the ground, he has no momentum, and he is thrown backwards. You know, when a center's got a guy right over his nose like that in a short yardage situation, sometimes he doesn't take care of business first. Nick wanted a face mask, but that play was stuffed.
Now you can label that one second guesser's delight. Here's Clausen. Throws it at the feet of Will Offenhuzel, his offensive tackle.
And this is going to be intentional grounding because the ball did not cross the line of scrimmage. So you can throw it away as long as it goes across the line of scrimmage. And Casey Clausen's trying to set up the screen. It's dead right here. So he throws it away, which is okay, but the ball has to go across the line.
And this may be a momentary reprieve for LSU. The ball marked back to the 35 and loss of down. And toward the end of this SEC championship game tonight, we'll be selecting the Army most valuable player of the game. Nick Saban opts to go for it, 4th and a foot from the 23.
His defense really has to take advantage of that penalty. That's about the worst penalty that Tennessee could have gotten right there.
2nd and 23. Clausen back, looks deep, comes right, he'll run.
Nice defense. Good coverage downfield by the secondary. Forced Clausen out of the pocket.
Sunday on 60 Minutes, before September 11th, it was the most talked about crime of the year. But suppose the culprit was also a victim. Confused? Suppose you watch 60 Minutes Sunday. 4:06 to go before the break. 3rd and 22. Tennessee is using one of its allotment of 3 timeouts. 14-7, Tennessee leads. 4:05 remaining first half. Tennessee leading LSU 14-7. Vern Lundquist, Todd Blackledge, and Jill Arrington with you. The SEC championship presented by Dr. Pepper. 3rd and 22.
I think if you're Tennessee right here, now you're playing for a field goal. You take a look if you got a chance to throw to the end zone, but settle for about a 10-yard gain and hope to get 3 more points on the board.
Out of the gun, Casey Clausen gets the snap. Here comes the blitz. Stands strong. He's got Washington. Can't hang on at the 15-yard line. Let him just a touch too much. Randall Gay, number 21, defending. Now, if they try a field goal from here, it'd be 52 yards. Alex Wall's season long is 44. They might opt to go. Well, will we see the punter or?
No, I think they're going to let Alex Walls try to kick it. Now remember, we're indoors. And his career high was what? 49 yards, I believe.
What is this, the Aflac question of the night?
I'm giving myself Aflac questions.
I can tell you his season long.
51 yards.
This will be from 51. Here's Walls with the kick. That's got enough distance. Now we know what his career long is. It is 51 yards.
Perfect conditions to kick. I mean, no wind, no wet weather, perfect snap, perfect hold, and Alex Walls drills it through. 3 more for the Volunteers.
(17-7), 3:52 to go. So the decision to go for the first down on 4th and a foot by LSU only cost them 3, and it took a career-long 51 yards.
And they missed the 4th down. I thought the 3rd down call was the one that I had a little problem with, taking the ball off the line of scrimmage like that.
Well, the band's getting set to come on for the halftime appearance, and Tim Brando and Spencer Tillman are here with us. Glad to have them present. We'll also have the Dr. Pepper $1 Million Pick Your Kick, he said carefully. Alex Walls tied his career long.
Yes. After a rather lackluster opening quarter, Tennessee has now scored 17 points in the last 5 minutes and 9 seconds. So they have responded with the intensity and the focus that they needed in this ball game.
Devery Henderson, one of 2 men deep, the other being Dominic Davis, and here's Alex Walls. It'll be Davis at the 5. Tackled at the 20-yard line. Time now for our SEC moment presented by Sonic. Tennessee and LSU squared off inside 19 years ago, or 29 years ago, the Houston Astrodome, the '72 Bluebonnet Bowl. Quarterback was Condridge Holloway for Tennessee. He was named the game's most outstanding player, threw for 1 TD and ran for 2 more, giving Tennessee a 24-3 halftime lead. The Vols held on to win 24-17, and of course Condridge still very much an important part of the athletic department family at Tennessee.
I remember watching him when I was in junior high. My dad was coaching at Kentucky, and what a great player he was for Tennessee.
Josh Reed, little crossing pattern. And look at him run after the catch. He just does not go down on first contact.
He's strong. He's so strong. He's so much stronger than most wide receivers. And we see it with Kelley Washington and Dante Stallworth also on the other side. But Josh Reed, a solid 205 pounds.
There's Condridge Holloway. Looking good.
He was a good player.
I remember watching him 1972, and I was not in elementary school. 1st and 10, 3:20 and running.
Prep school at that time.
Yeah, thank you very much. There's the handoff. Dominic Davis to the 40-yard line. Eddie Moore with the tackle, number 37. 3 minutes to go. Rohan Davey, if you joined us late, went out with a chest contusion when hit out of bounds early in the game. Went into the locker room, x-rayed, came back out, missed 1 series. Matt Mauck actually got the LSU touchdown on a quarterback draw from 4 yards out. That gave LSU a 7-0 lead, but it's been all Tennessee since late in the first quarter, really the second quarter. Here's Will Overstreet limping off, number 90.
Will Overstreet hurt his knee in the first half against LSU back in September and missed that game and the next couple games. And he's a key guy on this defense because he plays with so much emotion and with so much intensity.
2nd and 5, 17-7. Here's Davey with time. Michael Clayton coming from the right side underneath, and a first down. LSU out to the 48-yard line.
You know, I think this is a very, very important possession for LSU. Obviously, they'd love to get points before they head to the locker room, but more than points even, they need to get some of their confidence back. And this is a team that has lived by their offense. The most prolific offense, total offense, and pass offense in LSU history this year. And they've been playing with great confidence, and they need to get some momentum and some confidence back with their offense before they go to the locker room. And you take a look at that now. Not many yards for LSU. And this is a team that has gained over 5,000 yards this year already. Number 6 in the country, coming in averaging 466 yards per game.
And as he was in the first game between these two in September, LeBrandon Tofield on the bench with an injury. This time a sprained knee. Here's Davey. Here comes the blitz from the corner. Davey steps out of it, still being chased by Albert Hainsworth, and it is incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Tennessee blitzing, bringing pressure. Jabari Greer came from the outside and was unblocked. Had a shot on Rohan Davey, but couldn't make the sack. See, right now, Tennessee is not worrying too much about the running game. With a 10-point lead and only a minute 58 left, they're expecting pass all the time. And so they can pin their ears back and go after the quarterback.
2nd and 10, 1:58 to go. Rohan Davey has been sacked once. He's 8 of 16. Here comes the blitz. Goes deep, tipped, incomplete, intended for Myers. Jabari Greer got a hand on it, and there was enormous pressure on Davey, who was dropped after he let the ball go.
Well, again, this is this look that Tennessee showed last week against Florida, where they're got 2 down linemen and then everybody else is moving around. And they're trying to create confusion. See, these 2 guys are down. Now, these guys are just moving around and circling and stepping in and stepping out. They don't bring a lot of people, but they get 2 guys that get a hit on the quarterback. And all they're doing is trying to create confusion and put a lick on the quarterback.
One little inside football talk.
What's that?
It's called the Prowler defense.
Oh, the Prowler defense.
Little inside stuff. Here's Davey. Lets it go. Caught. Josh Reed inside the 30 to the 29.
What a player. I mean, he is a fun guy to watch. A competitor. I mean, first of all, Rohan Davey has to do all he can do to get away from John Henderson. Here's Henderson from an up position. And he's scary enough anyway, and just goes right by the center. He chases Davey up into the pocket, and then Davey finds his main guy, Josh Reed, for another big play for the Tigers.
Here's Davey being chased. Overstreet is back on the field. Reed wide open, and the pressure caused a short pass.
Yeah. Will Overstreet was back in the ball game, and he got the pressure. Reed was wide open, but Davey just could not get enough on the football. Watch the pressure from Overstreet. Ran right through the tackle. And Davey, you see, he couldn't set his feet, so he couldn't get enough on the football. And Reed unable to stop and come back for the catch.
2nd and 10. Reed for the night, 4 for 56.
And for Tennessee, 12 pressures on the quarterback, Rohan Davey.
Here's that same defensive look, and here comes the pressure from the backside. Burnett, the ball in the end zone is tipped and incomplete. Rashad Baker, the defender.
Nice coverage, double coverage. Trying to get the football to Corey Webster that time. And Rohan Davey is taking a pounding. Tennessee is really coming after him. Kevin Burnett in pursuit after the throw with the hit. And Davey, he is getting knocked around. They did this to him up in Knoxville, and they're getting it done again today.
And in the end zone, Rashad Baker goes up and tips it away from Corey Webster. Time has been called. 3rd and 10 when we come back. At the end of the play, Rohan Davey hit by Kevin Burnett. Taken down, and he is on the bench in anguish now. 3rd down and 10. Out of the field to play for the 2nd time. Matt Mauck has taken his spot. 3rd and 10 from the 29. Here's Mauck. Caught and dropped. He gains 2 yards. It'll be 4th down. Now remember that John Corbello missed one badly from 43 earlier.
Yeah, I'm not sure they try that. Well, it looks like they're going to. Nick Saban wants to get more points. As you look at Rohan Davey again, he's hurt.
Here's John Corbello, missed from 43 for his career now 8 of 17 from between the 40 and the 49, and this one will be measured as 44. Wendell York will snap it. Blaine Besh will hold it.
What happened right there is that Nick Saban was just trying to use as much clock as he could and then call timeout. He wants to go into the locker room, hopefully down 10.
And a moment ago, Rohan Davey getting an early trip into the locker room. Second time he's visited there in the first half. Here's Corbello from 44. This one better.
Nice.
Much better. Big lift for LSU. They get the 3 back that they lost on that aborted 4th and a foot from the 23.
I said that Nick Saban hoped to go down 10. I meant 7. He got exactly what he wanted there at Tennessee with 29 seconds left in the first half.
I knew what you meant. Gorgeous view from overhead above Atlanta on anything but a rainy night in Georgia, and Smokey howling. Not too happy with that field goal. Oh dear. 51-yard drive in 10 plays. And here is the kick by Corbello. This will be taken by Corey Larkins. He's got great speed. Larkins, a redshirt freshman, started the season as a running back, has been switched over to the defensive backfield primarily, and motors out to the 41-yard line.
Well, not a very good pursuit angle by the freshman Michael Clayton, number 14. He was the outside guy covering that kick, and he came inside too quickly, and that enabled Corey Larkins to turn the corner. And now with this field position, we might see Casey Clausen try to hit a couple passes.
Stallworth breaks off wide to the left. Bobby Graham is also in the slot to the left. Here's Clausen back. Looks deep. He's got a man wide open and overthrows Stallworth, who had beaten Hookfin badly. The pass went over the outside shoulder. Might have wanted it inside.
Well, you know, you normally want it over the outside if the defender is inside, but Hookfin gets turned around completely and he's on the outside. So the ball doesn't have to go that far out, and Stallworth not able to come down with it, but you just can't let guys run by you. I mean, and LSU has done it too many times here in the first half. Play back. If anything, let them catch it in front of you and hope that you make a good tackle. Don't let them run by you.
On second down, Clausen back. He's going at it again. Way down over Hookfin. Incomplete. Washington. A flag down at the 40-yard line.
Smart decision by Casey Clausen. He knew he had a free play because LSU was offsides. And why not go back to that? I mean, they've connected on it enough, and they've had guys open enough. Keep throwing it. If those guys aren't going to play deep, and they're going to let you get up on them.
Sides on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
Everybody talks about Casey Clausen and Peyton Manning. Look at their first 2 seasons. Numbers incredibly similar. The only thing that Casey hasn't done better or is equally as well is the interception. He thrown 15, Peyton only 10.
Second down with 9 seconds to go.
They're deep this time.
3 across the board at the 35. Here's Clausen. Comes to the short man. That's Will Bartholomew, number 45. One of the senior leaders on this ball club.
Tennessee called a timeout.
Bartholomew with the catch. Time is called. 2 seconds. Time for one more Hail Mary. Well, NCAA basketball continues next Saturday. I get to go to East Lansing, join Billy Packer for the Arizona-Michigan State game. That's next Saturday on CBS. Duke played Michigan earlier today. Casey Clausen was telling us yesterday that he secretly is a huge Duke basketball fan. Not good news for Buzz Peterson and the Volunteers. Although I think he will be in attendance, but he has followed Duke forever. Here's the final play of the first half, barring a penalty. Clausen into the end zone. Alley-oop. Ball is up, ball is down. Incomplete. Ryan Clark, number 2, was there to knock it away. Well, the high school kid from Westlake in California, his brother Rick is a redshirt quarterback for LSU. The family Clausen is here. And Casey Clausen has helped lead Tennessee to a 17-10 halftime break. Tennessee with the touchdown catch, the margin of difference right now. Casey Clausen to Kelley Washington, 31 yards, as the Volunteers scored 17 unanswered to get the lead. And Nick Saban is with Jill Arrington.
Coach Saban, you knew it would be a physical game coming in against Tennessee, but 2 of your best offensive players are out. What's the status of Rohan Davey and LeBrandon Tofield?
Well, I'm not sure about Roe right now. We'll have to see at halftime, but he got a little rib deal, and he may be too sore to continue. I think Toe might be out of the game. I don't know exactly what the extent of his injury is, but.
Well, Coach, in the second quarter there, 4th down on your own 23, and you went for it. What were you thinking on that play?
Well, it was really a short situation. It's probably something we shouldn't have done, but I felt comfortable and confident that we could get it. I thought the momentum of the game was slipping away. We traded field goals in the situation, so same situation it was before it all happened.
All right, Coach, thank you. Good luck.
Thank you, Jill. CBS Sports coverage of the SEC Championship game presented by Dr. Pepper will continue from Atlanta after this word from your local station. We welcome you back to Atlanta for the 10th anniversary SEC Championship game presented by Dr. Pepper. Right now we're getting set for the Dr. Pepper $1 Million Pick Your Kick Challenge. 70,000 contestants registered for the promotion. 5 were picked to participate in a kickoff, and now 1 remains. Dwayne Carvel of Chatsworth, Georgia, can kick from the 10, the 20, or the 30-yard line and win up to $1 million with a successful kick. And right now, let's go down to the field and join Jill Arrington, who is with Dwayne Carvel.
I'm here with Dwayne Carvel. You ready for your Dr. Pepper Kick Your Kick Challenge? Tell me, how much football experience do you have, Dwayne?
No. We've practiced for about a month with my brother-in-law, and that's it. So we're ready to go.
All right, the big question is, which kick will you go for, the 10, the 20, or the 30?
I'm going for the 10. We're going to play it safe today.
Smart decision. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Dwayne, that was awfully close, but there are no losers here. And for your participation, I'm going to hand it over to the CEO and president of Dr. Pepper, Mr. Doug Tuff.
Thanks very much. Congratulations, Dwayne, and thanks for playing Dr. Pepper Pick Your Kick. On behalf of all of the employees and all the bottlers of Dr. Pepper, let me present you with this consolation check for $10,000. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
Congratulations. Enjoy that money, and thanks for coming. Enjoy the half. Vern, back to you.
All right, Jill, thank you. CBS Sports coverage of the SEC Championship game presented by Dr. Pepper will continue from Atlanta. 17-10 coming up. Eric Crouch. We'll be back in a moment.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the College Football Today Halftime Report. I'm Tim Brando alongside Spencer Tillman. Well, Spencer, clearly early in the game, LSU had a chance to score many more points. They did not. Tennessee took control physically in the second quarter of the game.
Yes, they did. And I tell you what, Tim, I've got to give Todd credit for setting the stage and the table for this game. He talked about LSU meeting the physical challenge that Tennessee would present. Davey goes out, Tofield goes out. They're two marquee players. Ebb and flow is in the course of every game. I'm not so sure right now LSU is in a position to respond like they need to. Tennessee is coming into their own.
Well, just about 2 hours ago, all the Heisman suspense came to an end.
It gives me great honor to announce this year's winner of the 2001 Heisman Memorial Trophy. And the winner is Eric Crouch, University of Nebraska.
And joining us now from New York is Eric Crouch. Eric, congratulations. This is the closest vote since Tommy McDonald, Johnny Majors, and Paul Hornung in 1956. Tell us your thoughts on winning such a close race and your totality, your senior year. Would that have been a factor in carrying you over the top?
You know, it was a very close race. Everybody that was in it is very deserving of the award, and as you saw on the tallies and the votes, that it was a pretty close race, and we anticipated that. And it being my senior year, I think that maybe had a little bit to do with it. But I know that you know, I had a great year and I had a great career, and I'm very thankful to be here right now.
Eric Spencer here, that you fared well in the South and the Southwest. No surprise to anyone, including yourself, I'm sure. But you did exceptionally well. Second place finishes in the Far West and the Southeast. To what do you attribute that to? And then perhaps how does the being from Nebraska play into that as well?
Well, to be honest with you, I think that a lot of people took a lot of time to evaluate this, and they studied it very, very good, and they did their best job as far as getting the overall athlete. And I think they looked at the overall package that I had, and they made their decisions from that.
Eric, I know you're rooting for LSU in this game. If you had a chance to talk to Nick Saban's crew about his game plan in the second half, what would it be?
Well, you know, they're doing a great job. They're in that ball game, and the way college football has been in the last few weeks, anything can happen. You just got to hold your head up, believe in yourself, and go to the end.
Eric, what would be the case for Nebraska, provided LSU won? Give us your case for Nebraska playing in Pasadena.
Well, we're a great football team. We are a great football program, and we are a great team this year. We went 11-0, lost a football game. We're 11-1, and any other team that's going to be playing in that national championship game this year is going to have 1 or 2 losses, depending on what happens tonight. And so, to be honest with you, I think we're very deserving of it. A lot of people might not agree with that, but the way college football is, you got to win to stay where you're at. And if LSU wins the game tonight, that'll be 3 out of 3 teams that lost and moved us up and put us in this position right now, so we got to be thankful for that.
Well, Tom Osborne went into politics. You could too. Nice job, and thank you for joining us, Eric. You know, we're joined now by the commissioner of the Southeastern Conference, and Spencer, I know you feel as I do that this has been an outstanding opportunity for us at CBS to cover the game for the very first time. Commissioner, I know 10 years ago you never envisioned that the game would be as important as it is today, and it's certainly the most important game that we've seen in 10 years since it became an SEC title.
Well, it certainly is. We got a great atmosphere here tonight. We got 2 great teams. We have a great first half. Our fans are fired up. Certainly we've come a long way in those 10 years, but we've certainly got a great atmosphere here tonight for this game, and it's proved to be.
Roy, you are one of the founding fathers of the Bowl Championship Series. Everyone has said that if Tennessee wins, it's you're on an easy streak here. But if LSU happens to win the game, is the current system equipped to handle the controversy that would be forthcoming?
Oh, I think so. It'll do exactly what we said it would do. It will pick out the 2 teams to play in that game, and that's what it set out to do. And there'll always be some issues when you have teams that have 1 loss or 2 losses that are very close, but you're going to pick 2 teams to play, and I think we'll end up with a great game in Pasadena, whoever wins.
Commissioner, the last couple of years we have made changes to the BCS. At what point in time can the system absorb the changes without constituting an overhaul to the system?
Well, you can always take a look at it. We said from the beginning that there was a possibility we'd look at some changes, and we've done that each year, and I'm sure the commissioners and the group of people will look at it again this spring and see what happens. But I think it's worked extremely well this year.
Well, it's certainly been a positive step. Commissioner Kramer, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. All right. A reminder, for more on the Heisman Trophy Award, plus complete BCS coverage, just log on to cbs.sportsline.com or America Online, keyword CBS Sports Line. Well, thanks for watching the College Football Today halftime report. Vern and Todd in the second half coming up. Enjoy the rest of the game.
The Southeastern Conference, a tradition of excellence. The SEC, celebrating 10 years of the conference championship game.
Welcome back to Atlanta. Tonight's aerial pictures brought to you by the Saturn Lightship. Red in color, over 165 feet in length. This gentle giant of the skies, the newest airship in the world. Saturn is proud to be a part of CBS's coverage of college football. 17-10, Tennessee leads LSU. We're getting set for the third quarter. We'll be back in Atlanta in a moment. Welcome back to the Georgia Dome. 17-10. Tennessee leads it. We go down to Jill Arrington with Philip Fulmer.
Coach Fulmer, you got a slow start. Did it take a little bit of time to get the kids' emotions into the game?
I don't think that was it. Just obviously penalties and mistakes early that slowed us down. We really haven't made the plays that I think we're capable of making at wide receiver just yet. I believe we've got a chance to do some things in the second half. Hopefully we'll play a lot better. Our defense has held us in there pretty good. Made a couple plays. We just need to make a few more.
All right, Coach, thank you. Vern?
Philip Fulmer. 17-10. Tennessee leads it. They fell behind as they did on September 29th in Knoxville by a 7-0 count. At the half then it was 7-6 and Tennessee dominated in the third quarter. Went on to win at 26-18 and here they lead by 7.
You heard Philip talk about making plays at the wide receiver position. I think specifically he was talking about Dante Stallworth. He's had a couple go off his hands, and he's got 0 catches. Kelley Washington with the big first half, 6 catches for 103 yards. But they'll keep attacking here in the second half.
Will Offenhuzel, number 73, the junior right tackle, and it's time now to take a look at the Dr. Pepper halftime stats. And the most obvious that stands out, I guess, passing yards.
Yeah, I mean, this is an LSU team that has had the best passing year ever, and only 84 yards in the first half, and average yards per completion only 9.1 for LSU. Coming into the game, they were averaging over 15 yards per catch. So good coverage, and even more importantly, excellent pressure by the Tennessee front 7.
Tennessee will receive to open the third quarter, and they have a 7-point lead. We'll be right back. Tennessee will get the ball to open the third quarter, and they will do so with a 7-point lead. Vern Lundquist along with Todd Blackledge. What caught your attention in the second quarter?
Well, I think both teams did a great job of stopping the run. The biggest difference is when Tennessee stopped the run, they were then able to really go after the quarterback and pressure and ultimately knock Rohan Davey out of the game. LSU, they stopped the run, but they couldn't pressure Casey Clausen. They better do a better job of that somehow in the second half.
And here is Matt Mauck warming up for LSU. The question going into the locker room at halftime, posed by Jill Arrington to Nick Saban: could Rohan Davey go? And it would appear he will not. But we'll have to wait for the answer to that question, as Tennessee will receive the kickoff. Third quarter, 17-10. If Tennessee wins, they will meet Miami for the national championship in the Rose Bowl. If LSU comes back and wins this ball game, attention will be refocused in Lincoln, Nebraska, Boulder, Colorado, and Eugene, Oregon. Corbello with the kick. Short. Taken by Leonard Scott at the 10-yard line.
Good coverage.
Sure was. And let's get some answers to the questions about Rohan Davey and LeBrandon Tofield. Here's Joe.
Well, Vern, not good news for LSU. Both LeBrandon Tofield and Rohan Davey are out for the game. LeBrandon Tofield has a sprained knee, and they're still checking Davey in the locker room. They're concerned about some internal injuries from a second hit, but they're both out of the game.
All right, Jill, thank you. That is really sad news for LSU.
It really is. I mean, not only two great players, but two real leaders, emotional leaders of this football team.
First down and 10. Clausen hands it off to Travis Stevens, and his difficulties tonight continue. Stevens with only 26 yards in the first half. Howard Green makes the tackle, number 95, on the first down and 10 play.
Important possession for the LSU defense. They've lost a couple of their warriors on offense. They get to step on the field first to start the third quarter. And Howard Green with a good first play. Now this, when they get into the passing situations, this is when it's changed a little bit for them.
Second and 10.
LSU showing cover 2 here. Remember the tight end in the middle.
Backs in the eye. The toss to Stevens has Bartholomew in front. And good pursuit by Brady James.
Brady James,
number 11.
Just like he was shot out of a cannon. I mean, he read it quick and ran to the sideline. Excellent play by the junior out of West Monroe High School. Here's Brady James, number 11. Watch him shoot the gap here as soon as he reads the toss and just zeroes in on Travis Stevens. That's good linebacker play.
And that brings up a third and 10. Tennessee nursing a 7-point edge. Defense being changed. Lejeune backs off. Clausen settles for the back out of the backfield. Norman Lejeune is there to make the stop. It'll be fourth down. Trev Falk helped, and a significant defensive stand to open the third quarter.
Could not have scripted it any better if you're Nick Saban. You get a 3-and-out by your defense. You keep Tennessee inside their 20-yard line, and you should get good field position for your backup quarterback to start the second half. There's Gary Gibbs, a defensive coordinator from LSU, was at Georgia last year.
Dustin Colquitt, nice and high. Dominic Davis with the fair catch signal, grabs it at the 43-yard line. 37-yard punt. Rohan Davey has been injured twice in this game. First on an out-of-bounds play.
Yeah, this is unfortunate. I mean, that could have been a penalty. I mean, it was a late hit, an unnecessary hit that first injured him, and then the hit by Kevin Burnett later in the first half, and Matt Mauck.
22-year-old freshman from Jasper, Indiana, recruited by Nick Saban to Michigan State, opted to go into baseball. He played for 4 years, and now a freshman at LSU. Off his back foot, fires it for Clayton at the 38-yard line.
The thing that Tennessee has to remember about Matt Mauck now is that he is very athletic and he's very elusive in the backfield. He buys himself some time with the little roll and then makes the accurate throw on the move.
Here's Mauck again. Rashad Baker was shaken up when he made the tackle, but that's a gain of 20 and a first down at the 37-yard line. Here's Baker. Bruised right hand, we're told, on first down and 10. Shaky snap. Here comes Eddie Moore with the pressure. Mauck incomplete for Josh Reed.
Yeah, you call it the snap. That broke up the whole timing. That's a timing route. Hit your fifth step and throw the curl route, and because of the bobbled snap, it just ruined the timing of the whole play, and the result was a high throw.
Well, the low for the season was in a loss at home to Ole Miss when Josh Reed was held to 3 catches for 85 yards. In every other game, 10 in number, he's been over 100 yards in receptions. Second and 10. Comes the blitz. Quarterback draw. Nice move. Mauck weaves his way to the 30-yard line. It's 3 yards short of the first down. That's a gain of 7, and Andre Lott, number 30, made the tackle.
Pretty good run. Pretty good call. Rodney Reed's going to get a good block. Number 60 coming from the left tackle. Watch the trap block by 60 on Burnett, and Mauck able to cut right inside of it. And you can see he's a very good runner in the open field. We even saw him run some option in the game he played against Florida.
3rd and 3. Early moments, third quarter in a 7-point game. 3rd and 3.
This could even be an option here with Matt Mauck.
Sends Clayton in motion to the right side. Here comes the corner blitz. Mauck down low, incomplete. Intended for the tight end, Robert Royal. It'll be 4th down.
Got to get this one up a little bit. I mean, that's a tough catch for a big target. Robert Royal is 6'5", and he had to reach down to his shoestrings. And Matt Mauck just a little hurried on that throw.
Corbello is 1 of 2 in this ball game, and Nick Saban, having gone for a 1st down on 4th and a foot in the 2nd quarter and not getting it, has decided to attempt his 47-yard field goal from John Corbello. 1 of 2 for the day. Hit from 44. Maybe. Yes! That thing honked as it went through. But LSU gets 3.
That thing was spinning sideways, but right down the middle. A 3 and out by the defense, and now a field goal for the Tigers.
.11 51 seconds to go in the 3rd. Tennessee still leads, but now by 4, 17-13.
Remember the last kickoff to start the 3rd quarter. Excellent coverage by LSU.
John Corbello nails this one and chases Leonard Scott 5 yards in. Touchback. Well, this is the 10th anniversary of the SEC championship game. All began in Birmingham. Let's go down for more with Jill Arrington.
That's right. The Florida Gators and the Alabama Crimson Tide met in the inaugural SEC title game on December 5th, 1992 at Legion Field in Birmingham, Alabama. Cornerback Antonio Langham picked off Florida's Shane Matthews with 3 minutes 16 seconds left in the 4th quarter. He returned it 27 yards for a touchdown to give the Tide a 28-21 win.
All right, Jill, thank you. 1st and 10 here, 17-13 the score. Backs in the eye. Clausen with a play fake will throw. No, he will not. He'll run. Pressure got there, and he is sacked and dropped at the 18-yard line. Kyle Kipps, a one-time tight end.
Yeah, Kyle Kipps got him from behind, and Brady James got a pretty good lick on him from the front. The first time that they're able to get to Clausen. Here's Kipps coming from the backside. He's going to get around Offenhuzel. A former tight end. He's got good quickness and speed, and a big defensive play again for the Tigers.
2nd and 12.
Virtually no pressure by this LSU defense on the quarterback in the 1st half.
There's Clausen setting up, going deep. He's got a receiver open at the 37-yard line. Kelley Washington with another big grab. The tackle from Ryan Clark, a gain of 19.
It's a big grab by a big target. I mean, Washington is as big as a lot of tight ends, and that's what Casey Clausen sees flash right in the middle. There's 15 in the middle. Big body, 6'4", 225 pounds, and an easy target to throw to.
122 yards tonight. Not quite the accomplishment of the first game when he had 11 for 256 out of the backfield. Stevens just can't get on track, and that's a nice defensive play from Jeremy Lawrence, number 56.
Boy, it really was, because this guy is elusive out in the open field. I mean, we always talk about Trev Falk and Brady James, and Jeremy Lawrence is kind of the forgotten linebacker, but he got a hold of the jersey and would not let go. Really a good open field play by Jeremy Lawrence.
2nd down and 6. Eric Parker comes on the field at wide receiver. He's wide to the right side. 2nd and 6 from the 42.
I'd expect run here.
Travis Stevens gets the first tackle, but boy, he's not breaking tackles like he did last week. These are secure tackles from the secondary and the linebackers.
Yeah, LSU is playing a little more physical with Tennessee than Florida did last week. And that's Florida has the ability to get on top of you so quickly with their passing game and take teams out of the running game, but they didn't do that to Tennessee. And the longer Travis Stevens was able to be a factor, the tougher it was for the Florida defense last week.
3rd and 3 Volunteers. They are only 1 of 6 on 3rd downs tonight. Bobby Graham comes to the right side in the slot.
Washington is not in the game on this play.
4-man rush, make it 5. Pressure applied. Clausen sidewinds it and has the first down. The catch made at the 48-yard line by Dante Stallworth. That is his first catch tonight.
He's had a couple go off his fingertips, but he did a nice job of staying with his quarterback. This is a scramble drill. When you see your quarterback in duress, move away from your defender and find an open spot. And he did that right on the sideline. Trev Falk, he's spying the quarterback, and he just can't get there quick enough before Clausen makes the completion.
That is a first down and 10. Second, third down conversion tonight. Clausen changing the play. 17-13. Stevens. I mentioned that Travis Stevens was in Orlando for the announcement of the Doak Walker Award the other night. Finished second. Very disappointing. We chatted with Will Offenhuzel, the right tackle. Stevens, of course, 1,460 yards, and that offensive line very proud of what he's accomplished this year. Will Offenhuzel said they do pizza every Thursday night, and they were very disappointed when their teammate did not win the Walker Award. Luke Staley of BYU captured it, and here's Will Offenhuzel, the junior. Second down, left side. Stallworth makes the catch in front of Hookfin and is stopped at the 49. That's going to bring up another third down.
This is a nice choice by Casey Clausen. LSU had been showing a lot of cover two. This time they try to bring that 8th defender in the box. So it's single coverage out here, and Clausen wisely checks to a quick throw. They want to bring an extra guy in there to defend the run. Let's throw the football outside.
3rd and 2. Clausen for the night. 15 of 23. 2 touchdowns. No interceptions. Bartholomew is the blocking back in front of Travis Stevens. That's Bobby Graham in motion. And Stevens goes left. I don't believe he got it. Spot will be at the 38-yard line. Looked like he needed the 37.5. Jarvis Green with the tackle.
Every yard that he's gaining tonight, he is earning. I mean, he is not getting any gifts running the football. Look at that. Only 34 yards on 13 carries, and those are 34 hard-earned yards.
Philip Fulmer says let's try it. 4th and 1 from the 38. Leading by 4.
Gotta be alert for the bootleg here from Casey Clausen. They've done that in this situation a couple times this year.
They did it last week successfully against Florida. That's a mixed up play. Here comes pressure from the backside. Clausen for Witten. Ryan Clark is there. That one looked ugly from the get-go.
Somebody went the wrong way. Either that was supposed to be a bootleg by Casey Clausen out to the left, or the back got in his way. I'm not sure. Maybe it was just a sprint out to the right, but somehow there was a mix-up between those 3 guys. I thought it was going to be a bootleg, but Casey ends up going the same way as Fleming. And an incomplete pass. Good D, LSU.
17-13, Tennessee.
CBS Sports presents the SEC Championship Game, presented by Dr. Pepper. Sponsored by Dr. Pepper. Burlington Coat Factory. Message from America. And by the Home Depot.
Back in Atlanta, one hesitates to make this a one-theme game, but another mental mistake by Tennessee. Randy Sanders, Casey Clausen on the sideline a moment ago.
Yeah, there was some kind of a mix-up on that play. You called it. It was an ugly-looking play on 4th and 1.
Dominic Davis is the running back. First down and 10. And here's Matt Mauck going deep down the middle for Clayton.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, he had him. Oh,
he had him.
Something like that, Todd, you just wonder about the lack of repetitions for Matt Mauck in practice during the week.
Yeah. There was a little pressure and a late hit to the face by Albert Haynesworth at the end of this play that did not get called. Watch the end of this play. A perfect throw, though. I mean, a perfect route by Clayton. Just an overthrow by Matt Mauck. But watch the end of the play. Haynesworth right to the head, and he's lucky that didn't get called.
That should have been 15 and might have dictated ejection. Haynesworth got away with a big one. They're playing in the replay. That's the reaction you hear from the crowd. Josh Reed calls timeout.
Well, he tried to call timeout. Matt Mauck had no idea what the play clock was doing. And that's a situation where Matt Mauck is still thinking about the previous play a little bit. He's still mad at himself for missing a wide open Michael Clayton, and he kind of got lost on the play clock.
Well, one wonders now if in fact Albert Haynesworth's hit might have affected that throw. Back for the SEC championship game presented by Dr. Pepper. 2nd down and 10, LSU.
Yeah, unusual formation. 2 tight ends, no running back, 3 wide receivers.
Matt Mauck here stunts by the Tennessee defense. He goes over the middle to Robert Royal. The catch is made, and the tackle at the 48-yard line, a yard short of the first down, Andre Lott. And for an update on Rohan Davey, let's go down to Jill once again.
They've taken Rohan Davey to the hospital. It is only for precautionary reasons. They have a late flight tonight, and they want to make sure he's okay to fly on the plane. Ern.
All right, thank you, Jill. And again, just an update. The early injury was diagnosed as a chest contusion. There's his mom, Dotlin Carruthers, passively watching, concerned, I'm sure, for the well-being of her son. 3rd and 1, 17-13. Backs in the eye. Dominic Davis appears to have enough for the first down at midfield. And the chains will move. One reason for this current 4-game winning streak by the LSU Tigers is how well they have played in the 3rd quarters of games in the second half of the season. In the first 5 games, outscored by 30 points, but in the last 6, they've dominated.
Yep. The worst 3rd quarter they had was up in Knoxville. They had a 7-6 halftime lead, and it quickly turned into a 26-7 deficit in the 3rd quarter.
Here's first down. Davis gets the handoff and comes left. He's got some room in the open field. First down, LSU at the 35-yard line. A gain of 14.
A nice call by the LSU coaches because they can't get completely away from the run. They're only down 4, so they've got lots of time. They're right in the ball game. They can't put Matt Mauck in a pass every down situation. A little draw out of the shotgun, and Dominic Davis in for Toefield makes a nice run. Got to keep trying to mix it up and take a little bit of the sting out of that Tennessee defense.
That's a gain of 14, and Matt Mauck will run this first down play out of the gun. A 3-down line set for Tennessee. They will bring 5. Mauck comes left, overshoots Josh Reed at the 31-yard line. And time now for the Home Depot game recap. Clausen of Tennessee, 189 yards, 2 touchdowns. Rohan Davey, Jill just told you he's been taken to the hospital for precautionary reasons. 9 of 20, 84 yards. Washington with 7 receptions already. Corbello has hit 2 field goals, including Todd, a career long of 47.
Yes, 47 yards. Here's that formation again. 2 tight ends, 3 wideouts, no running backs. But remember, Matt Mauck, a very good runner at quarterback.
2nd down and 10. And Mauck will run. Goes right, gets a good block from Josh Reed, and settles for a 9-yard gain to the 26-yard line. Eddie Moore, number 37, with the tackle.
So you got no running backs, tight end, 3 wideouts. But remember, this guy is a very talented runner. And he runs behind his backup tight end, Joe DiMaggio, number 87, who gets a great block on the corner and gets him close to the first down.
Mauck has picked up 27 rushing. Smokey might be barking here on 3rd down and 1. Yep, answered the call. Davis, close, very close.
I think he got underneath enough to get it, but you know, you hear the talk about this in football, and you hear coaches say this all the time. You know, when the stars go down, somebody else has to pick up the flag and keep it going. And right now, Dominic Davis and Matt Mauck are picking up the flag for LSU.
That is enough for a first down and 10 at the 25. Nick Saban, 50 years of age, in his 2nd year, having served 5 previous seasons as the head coach at Michigan State. Stung by criticism from the fans after they lost at home to Ole Miss. Really stung. But his team rebounded with 4 consecutive. They trail by 4 here. Mauck, right side, tight end. Joe DiMaggio. No, it's incomplete.
You got to hang on to this. I mean, you know you're going to get hit. You're a big guy. Hang on to that football.
DiMaggio only 2 catches for the season. Dropped one like that last week.
It's a good hit by Teddy Gaines, but it's so important for LSU to have some productivity on first down. You get a nice play called there on first down, and you can't come up with the play.
2nd and 10. 17-13, 3:40 to go, 3rd quarter. Again, 3 down, 2 down, now 3 for Tennessee. Here comes the blitz. Mauck can't get out. Good downfield coverage helped the sack. Eddie Moore, Kevin Burnett.
Yeah, excellent coverage downfield. Nobody open. Josh Reed couldn't break free. Michael Clayton couldn't break free. Matt Mauck held it as long as he could, but the coverage downfield too good for Tennessee.
Loss of 3. 3:10 to go, 3rd quarter. 3rd and 13. Here we go. Three wides to the left, 2 to the right. Mauck hit as he lets it go. 4th down. Eddie Moore, number 37.
Eddie Moore came unblocked that time from the backside of Matt Mauck. We've seen Eddie Moore in the backfield a couple times tonight. He's going to come from right over here unblocked. The tackle blocks down. The guard Peterman helps with the center, and nobody works out to get the linebacker. Particularly on the blind side of your quarterback, you don't want somebody running in there free.
John Corbello, 2 of 3 from 44 and 47. This one 45 yards out. He's done it again. Coming into tonight's game for his career, only 8 of 16 from the 40 to the 49. He's hit 3 this evening. 2 minutes 45 seconds to go in the 3rd. LSU 6 unanswered here in the 3rd quarter. That man, John Corbello, has nailed a couple of field goals.
I'd say the excitement level's up a little bit in Lincoln, Boulder, and Eugene right now, too.
This one taken on the far side at the 9-yard line by Derek Tinsley. And he's knocked out of bounds at the LSU bench. Magnificent view, a unique perspective provided tonight by the Saturn Lightship. From high above Saturn. Hoping you enjoy the game and the view. A gorgeous night in downtown Atlanta, Georgia.
I think what LSU has to be aware of now is these corners have to be ready to play the deep routes. I mean, that's been the best thing that Tennessee has done, is throw deep to Washington and maybe Stallworth.
Well, Philip Fulmer telling Jill Arrington at the start of the 3rd, we think we can do some things in the passing game. Here's Bobby Graham, and he's got a 1st down out to the 38-yard line. Well, one of the stories coming into the game, Casey Clausen, a sophomore from Westlake, California. His brother Rick is redshirting as a freshman quarterback for LSU. And during this week, as he did back in September, Rick Clausen has played Casey Clausen in LSU's practice sessions for the game. 1st down and 10. Here's Casey Clausen setting up, and he's got Bartholomew out of the backfield at the 47. Now here is Rick Clausen. He's a lefty.
Yeah.
And a prospect.
Yeah, and they said to him, hey, we want you to give us as good a look as you can for our brother, for your brother. And he said, well, it's hard. It's hard for me to run that slower, to make the ball wobble like that.
And there's a 3rd brother, Jimmy. That's Jimmy wearing number 7. Look at the cap, LSU. And the jersey, half Tennessee, half LSU.
He said, I think I'm getting a ring no matter who wins. He's playing both sides. Fumble.
Fumble. Picked up by Damian James, number 5. 1st turnover of the night. Travis Stevens, who had problems with fumbles earlier in the year. He's now fumbled 6 times this season, and 5 have been lost.
Well, Travis is going to lose his shoe and the football. Byron Dawson's going to get the ball out. Right there. Travis loses his shoe and the ball, and what a huge turnover for this maligned LSU defense. They've been playing tough against the run. Now they go one step better and get the turnover in great field position for Matt Mauck in the offense.
First down and 10, trailing by 1 with 1:29 to go, third quarter. Mauck, handoff. Out of the backfield, Dominic Davis surges inside the 30, down at the 27. A gain of 11.
For an LSU has got more intensity than Tennessee here in the third quarter. I mean, they came out of the locker room with it, and they've been more physical as a result of it as well. Dominic Davis taking the place of Tofield. You see in the first 5 games, they didn't capitalize on turnovers very much. Last 6, a different story. They would love to capitalize on this one.
1:07 to go in the third. First and 10, LSU. Mauck playing in place of an injured Rohan Davey. Gets the snap and hands it off to Dominic Davis, who was hit from behind and dropped by the middle linebacker, Dominic Stevenson. Travis Stevens was a starter as a sophomore, but had 2 fumbles in the game against UAB, was benched, played behind Jamal Lewis and Travis Henry. 6 fumbles this season. He actually went a stretch where he had 195 carries without a fumble, but this one bobbled and dropped. Loss of 2 in the last play, 2nd and 12. Clayton goes right. Myers and Reed come to the left.
Well, this is Josh Reed right here. Might be time for him to make a play.
3 down for Tennessee. See how many they bring. They'll bring 5. Corner blitz. Mauck dodges it, pulls up and fires. Robert Royal is popped and dropped at the 24-yard line.
It's John Henderson running out in the open field to make a play. He dropped into coverage like a zone blitz. I mean, he was playing over the nose and dropped into coverage and then showed a little agility getting to the sideline.
Anybody like indoor football? We've reached the end of 3. 17-16. We'll return after this message and a word for your local station. Welcome back to the final quarter of the SEC championship game presented by Dr. Pepper. 17-16. A 3rd and 4, LSU trailing by 1 at the 22-yard line.
You know who I like on this LSU team? I like Stephen Peterman, the left guard. He's a former defensive lineman, plays with a lot of passion and enthusiasm, getting the crowd fired up on this 3rd down.
On 3rd down, Mauck retreats, wants to set up a screen, fires it to Josh Reed. And how about the tackle, and how about the effort by Josh Reed?
Wow. What a play by the playmaker. He did not have the first down when he caught this football. Andre Lott was right with him, number 30. It's all the way across the field. Mauck buys time. Jabari Greer, the first guy there. Lott helps. Neither one of them can get Josh Reed on the ground. Strong, strong legs on Josh Reed.
Reed with 4 catches for 60 yards. And the yards after the catch, significant. First down and 10 after that 9-yard gain. Here's the snap. And the quarterback draw. Mauck inside the 10, the 5. LSU has reclaimed the lead.
Nick Saban deciding to go for 2, but watch now on this play. Hainsworth has him, and he just can't quite grab the ankles, and Matt Mauck shows his ability to run the football. He has a good feel for getting behind his blockers and running more like a running back than he does a quarterback. How about the grit this kid's showing? I mean, he's not a youngster. He's 22 years old, former baseball player, trying to make it a 7-point lead now on the 2-point play.
Card says go for 2 when you're up by 5. Trying to make this 24-17. Rob Sales in at center now. He snaps it back. Here comes the blitz. Into the end zone. Reed. They got 2 more. And there is joy erupting in 4 locations that I can think of. Baton Rouge, Boulder, Eugene, and Lincoln, Nebraska.
And some frustrated volunteers walking off the field. Helmets off, heads down. Watch the 2-point play. They brought pressure. It's picked up nicely by LSU, and Josh Reed somehow springs free on the outside.
A disappointed Philip Fulmer looks on. His team down by 7. "14 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. 24-17. LSU has come from behind. They scored first. They have scored on their last 4 possessions. 3 field goals and a touchdown. Josh Reed got the 2 points, and he also had a big catch on that drive. Near the sideline, almost out of bounds, Tinsley returns it to the 26-yard line. Let's go back and look at the touchdown.
I told you about Stephen Peterman, the passion that he plays with. Watch him at left guard come out and get the block here on the middle linebacker. He pulls out in front of the quarterback draw and just flattens the middle linebacker, and that enables Mauck to get it in the end zone. And then on the sidelines, Travis Stevens, his fumble set up this huge change in this football game.
There's Matt Mauck, 22-year-old freshman. Second touchdown run tonight. Casey Clausen, 4 previous times this year, has brought Tennessee from behind in the 4th quarter. 5 times. Here's Clausen, flushed. He'll run and narrowly avoids having a helmet hit. Well, SEC championships, Tennessee appearing in its 3rd. They've had to come from behind twice. Tennessee and Auburn in the 97 game in Atlanta. Peyton Manning for the night, 373 yards, 4 touchdowns, including this game winner, 73 yards to Marcus Nash in the 4th. The Vols won by 1. Then in 1998, they had to come from behind as well. 2nd down and 7 here.
LSU's done a nice job of stepping up their defensive pressure. 4 pressures on the quarterback here in the 2nd half.
Quick flip. Short stop. It'll be 3rd down. Mentioned that 98 game. Of course, that was the year that Tennessee won the national title. They were facing Mississippi State in the title game in Atlanta. Trailed 14-10 with 8:43 left. T. Martin threw 2 4th-quarter touchdown passes. Tennessee won it by 10 and went on to win the national championship.
Vern, look at the body language of these 2 teams. LSU jumping around, bouncing around. Tennessee kind of walking around, heads down, hands on their hips. If they don't make this 3rd down here, this thing could get away from them.
3rd and 6. Here comes the rush. Lejeune got to Clausen. Catch is made. Casey Clausen nailed by Norman Lejeune, and he found Washington for a gain of 17.
Well, they've been able to step up the pressure, but they still are having trouble covering Kelley Washington. Lejeune with a huge hit, and then Offenhuse, who his own guy, got him from the other side, but they cannot cover Kelley Washington. The in route, the big target again, and a huge 1st down for Tennessee.
Washington 9 for 140 tonight and a touchdown. 1st and 10 at the 49. Motion. Now there was a little movement in the defensive line, and then Fred Weary reacted to it. For Tennessee, we'll see who gets called.
Dead ball, false start on the offense, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
Another mental mistake for Tennessee. 7th penalty for the night. A Tennessee team that went into Gainesville, won a thriller 34-32. In this encounter against an LSU team that defeated Auburn to get here, LSU has reclaimed the lead, 24-17. They have done so without their starting quarterback, Rohan Davey. Matt Mauck has scored 2 rushing touchdowns in his place. 1st and 15. Clausen, right side. Big tight end Jason Witten. Well, this is the second-seeded BCS team playing tonight. Tennessee right behind them. Nebraska, Colorado, Oregon. Proponents of order and advocates of the BCS hoping Tennessee prevails. Those who like a little chaos in their life wondering what will happen if Tennessee loses to LSU. Will it be Colorado winners over Nebraska? Will it be a Nebraska team that did not get into its own Big 12 championship game? Or could it be an Oregon team that's lost only once, that to Stanford, who won a big road game at Washington State? Here's Clausen, deep right side. Contact.
No foul.
Incidental.
Uncatchable pass,
okay.
too. And the defender has a right to be there. Actually, Washington ran into the defender. They've had trouble with this route, but Randall Gay, he's allowed to be there. And Kelley Washington just kind of ran into him. Plus, the ball is about 9 yards out of bounds. So,
last time we mentioned Dante Stallworth's name.
I know. It's amazing. I mean, when Kelley Washington had the big game in September, Stallworth was hurt. Eric Parker was hurt. He was the only guy to go to. Now, Stallworth, only 2 catches for 13 yards. Been very, very quiet on the other side.
3rd and 9 from the 50. 5-man rush. Goes deep. There's Stallworth.
He hurt us.
17 and a first down at the 33.
They've hit Kelley Washington on the in route. This time they go to Stallworth. He's working on Lionel Thomas, who's a strong safety. Now Lionel's in pretty good position, but Dante just able to go up high and catch this one in his hands. Watch him elevate and catch that with his hands. Nice play by Dante Stallworth.
Gain of 17, a 1st and 10. The ball at the 33-yard line, and Clausen will go from the gun. Scott Wells snaps it back. Clausen looking left, finds Stallworth again. Inside the 20, a first down at the 16-yard line, and another gain of 17.
And a change of philosophy for Tennessee. Philip Fulmer and Randy Sanders deciding, hey, we're not going to beat this team by being in I formation and tight ends. We need to spread them out and throw the football. This is not necessarily our personality, but this is the best way for us to attack this LSU defense. Spread them out, put our quarterback in the shotgun, and throw the football.
Back-to-back gains of 17 yards, a first down at the 16, trailing by 7 with 10:20 to go. And again, Clausen will go from the shotgun. Blitz by LSU, max blitz over the middle, incomplete. Flag down, Bobby Graham. They're going to rule that Damian James made contact.
I think he's got a holding. I think he got a grab on the back of the jersey. I don't think it was interference, but I think he got a hold of the jersey. Again, this is Casey Clausen's game now. They've taken the ball out of Travis Stevens' hands and they put it in the hands of Casey Clausen. And they said, you're going to have to win it. There's Jimmy Clausen. He likes the call. Casey told us he thinks he's going to be the best athlete of all of them.
Yep.
You got Rick at LSU. You got Casey at starter at Tennessee. A little 13-year-old Jimmy's also a quarterback.
Parents are obviously here, Jim and Kathy, along with about 25 relatives and friends. And the ball on the 4, 1st and goal. Bartholomew is the setback. There's Trev Falk, middle linebacker. Clausen, deep left side, overthrows Kelley Washington.
Now, Tennessee has gone strictly to shotgun and throwing the football. They tried to get the corner route to Kelley Washington, a little overthrow. The thing that they have to be aware of if you're LSU now is maybe even a quarterback draw, a run out of the shotgun. He's not known for his running ability, much more of a thrower, but when he's had to make a few big runs, he's done it.
Travis Stevens, whose fumble set up the go-ahead touchdown, is back in the backfield alongside Casey Clausen. Here's the snap. They go right side. Dropped by Stallworth. That should have been caught.
Yeah, well, no, Travis Daniels, I think, made a good play. I think he was able to get in front and get a hand on the football. Casey thought he was going to get a sure touchdown, but watch Travis Daniels. Let's see if he gets a hand on the ball. He got his left hand in there and got a deflection. He got his hand on the body too. But,
yes.
But he did make a nice play.
Yeah.
The true freshman, Travis Daniels. Nice play by him.
Eric Parker breaks on 3rd down and goal, goes wide right.
Watch quarterback draw here.
3rd and goal from the 4. Left side, Washington, incomplete. Demetrius Hookfin. It will be 4th down.
Pressure. The pressure by LSU forced an early throw by Casey Clausen. They've been able to step up their pressure here in the second half. Jarvis Green gets in, number 59, and forces a quick throw. That is just good pressure by the senior, Jarvis Green.
And Alex Walls comes on to attempt the three-pointer. 1st and goal from the 4. Twice to Washington, once to Stallworth. They'll settle for an attempted 3. This from 21 yards out. They got 3. They needed 7 and wanted 7. 9:55 to go in this one. LSU leads Tennessee by 4.
CBS Sports presents the SEC Championship Game, presented by Dr. Pepper. Sponsored by Dr. Pepper. America Online. Remington. And by Chick-fil-A.
We welcome you back to the Georgia Dome in Atlanta. Trev Falk and that LSU defense held Tennessee to a field goal after a 1st and goal at the 4-yard line. And now, minus LeBrandon Tofield and Rohan Davey, but with Matt Mauck and Dominic Davis in the backfield, LSU is getting ready to go back on offense. Here's the kick from Walls. And this will be a touchback and come out to the 20-yard line. Tomorrow, the NFL Today. Join Jim and the gang for all the latest NFL news. Armin Katayan takes a look at the Pittsburgh Steelers, a 9-2 record, best in the AFC, but missing the bus. Injured Jerome Bettis when they take on the Jets tomorrow. Leslie Visser on the Chicago Green Bay matchup. That's all coming your way tomorrow, noon Eastern. The NFL Today.
See LSU's numbers getting much better here in the second half, and I think it's really important right now that LSU stays aggressive, that they don't play not to lose right now. They've been loose the whole game. They can't afford to get conservative right now.
Comes the play action and the pass. The pressure forced Mauck to get rid of it long before he wanted to. It was Keon Whiteside, number 50. The Rigid Tools Scholar Athlete Award for tonight's game goes to the University of Tennessee's number 90, Will Overstreet. Rigid Tools' commitment to the investment of our future shown tonight by donating $1,000 to the University of Tennessee's General Scholarship Fund. Will Overstreet, a senior finance major with a 3.46 GPA and an injured knee.
Well, Tennessee really substituting a lot on defense, trying to get fresh bodies in to rush the quarterback. Lots of substitutions up front.
And again, 3 down linemen. See how many they bring. Flag down. Several flags down.
I think Dwayne Pierce, the right guard, moved early. Number 78.
Dead ball, false start on the offense, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
That is only the 4th penalty tonight on LSU.
Yeah. Again, Tennessee trying to create some confusion. They go with that 3 down line and then they move people around. And what you want to try to do with that is you don't want to sell the farm and blitz, but you want to try to bring 4 guys to one side and create an overload situation where you have more guys rushing than they have blockers assigned to you.
LSU has the lead, and they have yet to turn over the ball tonight. They protected it. 0 turnovers. 2nd and 15, quarterback draw. There goes Mauck. And he is sandwiched as he gets near the 20-yard line. Teddy Gaines and Kevin Burnett, numbers 12 and 2.
You know, you don't want to take any of the aggressiveness away from Matt Mauck, but the other thing you got to remember is that the reason he's in the game is because Rohan Davey's in the hospital. And when he runs the football, he may want to look to get down a little bit because the guy behind him is a freshman, Marcus Randall, who has not played very much at all.
9:09 to go, clock running, 3rd and 11, LSU with a 4-point lead. They have the ball at their own 19 and 5 on the play clock. Here comes the blitz again. Mauck darts to his right, darts further to his right, being chased and lets it go incomplete. Tennessee will get the ball back.
I'd say John Henderson's ankle feels pretty good. We've seen him drop in coverage and make a play, and this time we see him chase a very agile quarterback all the way to the sideline. Watch Big John right here. Rush the passer, get double teamed, triple teamed. All right, 3 LSU defenders. Now watch him run down the line, chasing the quarterback. Now remember, this guy is 6'7", 300 pounds.
Donnie Jones will punt, and the 3rd man to return punts on the field again. Eric Parker is back now. They've tried Stallworth and Rashad Baker. Here comes the punt. It's a short one. Line drive, Parker. Nice downfield tackle. Adrian Mays, who could play only in the second half of this game, suspended for the first half because of an infraction in the game against Auburn. We got something brewing inside the dome. Now let's take a look at the CBS Sportsline stat of the game.
Yeah, the rush defense. LSU doing a nice job stopping the run. Having some problems with the pass, but they forced Tennessee into a pass-only mode right now.
Bartholomew is in the backfield. Stevens remains on the bench. 1st down and 10. Down by 4. Here's Clausen across the middle. Stallworth.
Fumble.
Fumble.
It's a fumble.
LSU recovers. Demetrius Hookfin with the pop.
Now remember, Dante Stallworth missed some games early in the year because of a broken wrist that he suffered in the first game against Syracuse. He's not wearing a big cast anymore, but he still has a little trouble protecting the football. And that time, Hookfin able to knock it out, and Ryan Clark comes up with the football.
2nd Tennessee turnover of the night. Both fumbles. One, Travis Stevens led to the go-ahead touchdown. This one might have prevented Tennessee's go-ahead touchdown.
And the clock now becomes a factor with 8 minutes and 30 seconds. Matt Mauck is thinking make some first downs and use the clock as an ally.
Quarterback draw again. Mauck looked like a high hurdler there for a moment as he leaps over Rodney Reed and into the arms of Will Overstreet. 8:18 to go.
It's his throwing arm or his throwing elbow that he's holding and rubbing a little bit. Maybe took a shot on the funny bone there. Matt Mauck has done everything that Nick Saban could have possibly hoped that he could do for his team. I mean, he came in cold off the bench. He got them their first touchdown, and he has led them to a 4-point lead with 8 minutes left in the ball game.
2nd down 6. Rob Sale in at center. They hand it off, and they've got a big hole. Dominic Davis romps across the 50, down at the 48, a gain of 13.
See, basically, LSU has 2 running backs in the game right now. It only looks like one with Dominic Davis, but Mauck is an excellent runner, too. Dwayne Pierce with a nice block, but that's mostly just Dominic Davis. Invite the ends upfield to rush the passer and slip the draw in behind him.
A 1st down and 10 at the 48 with 7:24 to go.
Peterman, left guard moved, just rocked back in his stance.
Well, prior to the fumble, last year's Outland Trophy winner John Henderson, who declined to go to the NFL draft, spurned the money, said he wanted a ring. He did not get one in 1998 because he was a partial qualifier, academically ineligible during that NCAA championship season year.
And he has been one of their great leaders. I mean, he has tried to keep this team focused. Now, this is why he came back. Now, he's not in the game right now. They're spelling him, resting him. I'll guarantee you he'll be in there on the next 3rd down situation, though.
1st and 15. We near the 7-minute mark.
Clock is still rolling for LSU.
There comes the rush from the corner. The pass tipped, incomplete. Wow.
Julian Battle had it. The ball got into his chest. Josh Reed stopped, and Matt Mauck thought he was breaking out, and the ball hit Julian Battle right between the 1 and the 4.
My. 2nd and 15. Julian Battle trying to get a trip back to the West Coast. He played at Los Angeles Valley College, junior college transfer.
And he was a wide receiver his first year and a half there.
Maybe why he's a defensive back now.
Maybe so.
2nd and 15. And again, 3 down. Dominic Davis darts into the secondary. He's tackled at the 45. That's going to bring up a huge 3rd down with 6:49 to go and the clock still running.
How about Dominic Davis? You know, we've talked about how Matt Mauck has picked up the slack for Rohan Davey, but how about Dominic Davis? 12 carries, 67 yards. Only 16 yards when they played back in September, but he has had to be the guy, and he has answered the challenge tonight.
6:25 to go, 3rd and 7 LSU with the ball and the lead, and they are perched at the Tennessee 45. 4 wideouts, 3 down for Tennessee. They will bring 4. Across the middle it goes, caught! The big freshman Michael Clayton, number 14.
Clayton is the guy all the Tennessee coaches says has made the difference in this LSU offense. He's a freshman at 6'4", 190 pounds with great speed. He runs the in route, and Matt Mauck delivers a perfect throw. He's been quiet tonight, but that may have been his biggest catch of this 2001 season.
And the clock continues to roll.
How big was that 2-point conversion that Matt Mauck completed on their last touchdown?
On 1st down, here's Mauck with a quarterback draw. Does manage to hang on to the ball. Hit and dropped.
The reason the 2-point conversion was so important is because it gives them a 4-point lead now after the Tennessee field goal. So Tennessee needs a touchdown. A field goal will do them no good if they get the ball back.
I think they're paying attention in Lincoln and Boulder and Eugene. 5:08 to go.
Timeout LSU. Play clock running down. You don't want any confusion here. You want to make sure that everybody is on the same page at this point in time in the game.
LSU with 1 timeout remaining.
Let me look at this.
Gorgeous night in Georgia in the Saturn Lightship, providing us with these magnificent aerial views of the Georgia Dome and downtown Atlanta from high above. Saturn, hoping you are enjoying the game and the view. 2nd down and 14. I love the sign. LSU might mess things up. Here's deep in the right side. Reed.
That's a
trip. That's going to be a flag. 1st and goal. LSU.
Same place the penalty against Josh Reed was in the 1st quarter.
Now bring it back and march it off. Excuse me.
Double coverage. The safety coming over the top to help, and he just got there too soon. And both times, I think it was Rashad Baker who made the contact. Josh Reed running the corner route, and Tennessee's in good position. They've got 2 guys there. It's going to take a perfect throw to make the touchdown. Here's Baker. He's going to come over the top to help. And let's see if he makes contact too early. Reed in the corner. Reed on the ground. Rashad Baker and Andre Lott in coverage.
And after the penalty is marked off, it'll be 1st down at the 13. 8th penalty on Tennessee.
Take a look now in the right corner of the end zone. Reed to the corner. He's knocked down. It's Rashad Baker clearly knocked him down before the ball got there.
And I had another of my senior moments. Too many nights spent in Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. College rule, of course, is the walk-off and not the yardage on the penalty. So it's 1st down at the...
And LSU just uses their last timeout.
4 minutes and 57 seconds remaining in this one. Fans of College Chaos are standing and saluting. Time now for the Exxon and Mobil scoring recap. Matt Mauck got the first touchdown of the night, playing in relief of Rohan Davey. Kelley Washington equaled things for Tennessee. Then it was Troy Fleming down low, a 14-7 score. Alex Walls got a field goal to extend the lead to 17-7. John Corbellic got one, made it 17-16 and then 17-22 as he hit 3 of 4, and then Mauck with his second touchdown of the night to give LSU a 24-17 lead. The scoring continues. It's right now 24-20 with 4:57 to go and a first down and 10. Davis darts left, then plunges inside the 5.
What effort. What effort by Dominic Davis. You know, we talk about LeBrandon Tofield being the tough runner, the guy that breaks the tackles. Dominic Davis more of a make-you-miss guy. But watch him show his strength. Cuts outside, nice cut. And then breaks tackles. Spin, churning the legs. And he just wanted it more than the Tennessee defense on that play. That's all that was about. It was just more effort by Dominic Davis.
Second down and 1, 76 yards. Davis, the deep back in the eye. DiMaggio, the fullback, quarterback keeper Mauck. He has scored twice tonight. That should be enough for a first and goal.
Well, he took a good shot there, too. I mean, his head snapped back at the end of that play, but this kid has been tough. Tennessee electing to use one of their 3 timeouts to save as much time as they can. 143 yards rushing for LSU against the best run defense in the conference. Matt Mauck, first down and goal.
A gritty LSU team trying to get its 5th in a row and knock off the second-seeded Tennessee Volunteers. They look at a first and goal from the 2-yard line.
Right now, the most important thing for LSU is to protect the football. The worst thing that could happen to them here is if they lose control of the ball.
They have played error-free ball thus far tonight. Davis, the deep back in the eye. Royal, the tight end, goes in motion left. Toss to Davis. Line moves toward the LSU end of the field. Keon Whiteside, number 50, with the tackle. Well, you asked the question at the top of the broadcast, Todd. Would Tennessee be able to mentally forget about the Florida victory, get ready for this one? Would LSU be up to the physical challenge of this game?
Well, I think LSU said yes. It got away from them a little bit in the second quarter, but here in the second half, they have been every bit as physical, if not more, than Tennessee. And this has not been the same focused and intense Tennessee team that we saw last week in Gainesville.
Second down and goal, power line. Davis, close, but not quite. Third down.
But the clock still runs. I mean, you know, you'd like to get in and get the touchdown, but you see you're forcing Tennessee to use another timeout. The clock is your friend right now. Dominic Davis got to protect that football. Didn't get in. Saban didn't get the touchdown, but a few more seconds off the clock.
.314 to go. 24-20 LSU leading Tennessee and looking at a third and goal from just inside the 1.
LSU's going to spread them out. I would expect quarterback draw here. Spread them out and see if Mauck can find a crease.
Snap it quickly. He goes from the spread. Empty backfield. Quarterback draw. Did not get in. Fourth down.
I think you go for it if you're Nick Saban. You run the clock, and the worst case scenario is you don't get in, but Tennessee has to go 99 yards for a touchdown to beat you. Tennessee kept enough defenders in against that spread formation to stop it. I don't think you kick the field goal here because you could get that blocked and it could get real bad for you. The worst case scenario here is Tennessee has to go 99.5 to beat you.
Matt Mauck in place of an injured Rohan Davey. Dominic Davis, an injured LeBrandon Tofield. It's going to be Davis for an LSU touchdown. think I hear them jumping up and down in Boulder and Lincoln and Eugene.
Would LSU be physical enough to win this game? It was summed up in that play. Gut check time all the way, 4th and 1, and they get it in.
John Corbello with the extra point attempt. Knocks it home. Flags are down. And a huddle with the officiating crew at the 5-yard line. 2 turnovers tonight. A fumble from Travis Stevens. A fumble from Dante Stallworth. A multitude of penalties.
Yep.
Both those turnovers led to LSU touchdowns. Earlier this season, Florida ranked number 2 in the BCS.
On the defense, the penalty will be declined. The extra point is good.
And then that unbelievable weekend when Nebraska got knocked off by Colorado, Oklahoma by Texas.
Watch the push up front, and then Davis over the top. The ball just has to cross the plane. It easily does that before he's knocked back. And what a job Nick Saban has done. He had to circle the wagons after the Ole Miss loss. And Philip Fulmer, you know what? I don't think anybody wants to play Miami. I mean, everybody that's had a chance is losing. Nebraska, Oklahoma, Florida, Texas, and it appears Tennessee now.
Well, the current Bowl Championship Series standings have Miami. They're in the Rose Bowl. Tennessee ranked 7th. 2nd, Nebraska next, followed by Colorado, then Oregon. Now here, the interesting thing about the Nebraska-Colorado scenario is that in the coaches poll,
right,
the coaches put Nebraska in 4th and Colorado in 5th, despite the fact that on the field Colorado laid 62 on a Nebraska team. Here's the kick from Corbello. He will bring it out. Scott down at the 14. So you can certainly make a case that Colorado, having knocked off Nebraska and Texas, despite 2 losses, has earned the right to go into the championship game. But
I think this is the team that should go. I think Oregon deserves it more than Colorado. Remember, Colorado has 2 losses. Yes, it was the first game to Fresno State, and they were impressive, and they may be the hottest team in college football right now. But don't penalize Oregon for going 10-1 in the Pac-10 and having a great football team. I think they are the team that should be playing Miami if this thing plays out the way it looks like it's going to.
On first down, Casey Clausen. LSU will bring 3 and drop 8. The catch is made by Eric Parker at the 19-yard line. 2:09 to go. Tackle made by Norman Lejeune. Well, how interesting will the polls be, the computers? Oregon's case made with a lone loss to Stanford, a victory on the road to Washington State. Here is Bobby Graham at the 29-yard line. That'll be a 1st and 10, and the clock momentarily stops with 1:47 to go. Josh Reed, the Letnikoff winner.
You know, he didn't have as big of a numbers night, but he drew 2 huge pass interference penalties on the same route. Corner routes to the end zone, both times resulted in a Tennessee penalty.
This will be his 2nd lowest total of the night, with only 4 receptions and 60 yards. He's from Rayne, Louisiana, about 60 miles away from Baton Rouge. He's going back home and will be the Grand Marshal of the Christmas Parade. That might not be as significant as their appearance in a New Year's Day Bowl. Josh Reed, a running back until the 9th game of his freshman year, and Josh Booty said, I think he ought to go to wide receiver. And he's become one of the best in the country. Here's Clausen. Caught up at the 43-yard line.
What does this mean for LSU? You know, we're talking about Oregon and Nebraska and Colorado. It means LSU is headed to New Orleans for the Sugar Bowl against Illinois out of the Big Ten in all likelihood. What a turnaround for LSU.
There's a pass, one hopper, 1:26 to go. They lost on September 29th to this same Tennessee game. Outplayed in the second half, though it came down to a desperation heave at the end of the game. Rohan Davey into the end zone. Then went home, Todd. We saw them against Florida. They were hammered by the Gators. 44-15. Rohan Davey sacked and hurt in that game. 8 sacks for the Gators. Travis Stevens, a fumble tonight, set up the go-ahead touchdown. And a very sad way it would appear to end a collegiate career for the 5th-year senior. He will have one game left, but not the one he wanted. They air it out down the sideline. Incomplete at the 15-yard line for Kelley Washington.
Well, this was effective early. This is a true freshman, Travis Daniels. Now he's an 18-year-old freshman. Kelley Washington is a 22-year-old freshman, so a little bit of difference there, but unable to connect on that one. Nick Saban said this team has played better all year when they felt like they've had something to prove, when they've been a little bit ticked off. And they came in here tonight feeling like they weren't respected, like nobody gave them much of a chance, that Tennessee was on their way to Pasadena.
Nick Saban referred to his team as the upstarts.
Yeah. And we talked about focus for Tennessee. They were just about flawless last week in Gainesville, but tonight, too many miscues. The intentional grounding, which was huge. They had a first down in the 22. The miscommunication on the 4th down play. The fumble by Travis Stevens that led to an LSU touchdown. Then the fumble by Stallworth. 2 turnovers, both led to touchdowns. And on top of that, 9 penalties against the Tennessee Volunteers tonight.
On 3rd down, here's Clausen. Right side, popped, incomplete. Dante Stallworth nailed. Hit by Brady James, number 11.
LSU turned those turnovers into points. And the biggest thing they did in the second half was they were able to turn up the heat a little bit on Casey Clausen. They did a great job all night stopping the run. But in the first half, when they stopped the run, they couldn't pressure Casey Clausen. In the second half, they were able to turn up the pressure enough to force some bad throws and a couple 3 and outs.
4th and 15. Flags. LSU first visit ever to this championship game. Philip Fulmer's team has been here twice before. Appears they will lose for the
Dead
first
ball.
time.
False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
You said LSU's first visit here, and only the second team from the SEC West to win the championship game. Alabama did it twice, in 1992 in the first game and in 1999. And LSU becomes the second team from the West to win the championship.
4th and 20. Clausen, Stallworth. Short of the first down. LSU will get it on downs and will win the SEC championship.
Great effort by Dante Stallworth, trying to fight for the needed yardage, but not able to get there. You know, this season has been so crazy. It's been so exciting. I mean, last week, Tennessee went into Gainesville, a huge underdog with nothing to lose, and played lights out, and then came in tonight with, in a very real sense, everything to lose, because now it appears they won't even get to a BCS bowl game. I mean, they were headed to the Rose Bowl if they win. Now they may not go to any of the BCS games, possibly headed to Orlando for the Citrus Bowl.
.52 seconds to go. Tennessee stops the clock for the final time. They are out of timeouts. And the dream dies for Philip Fulmer.
I think we're going to hear "Hold That Tiger" a few more times in our hotel tonight.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that.
More than Rocky Top.
You want to trade rooms? I'm on the second floor.
They answered the challenge. I mean, there was a physical challenge put out to LSU. And they answered it without Rohan Davey and without LeBrandon Tofield.
Well, in college football, order and propriety has taken a step backward. Chaos reigns. The BCS vote will be slightly interesting. It will be announced tomorrow. Miami's in. For the 5th time this year, the 2nd seeded team is a loser. Happened to Florida twice, happened to Nebraska, happened to Oklahoma. Nick Saban. That was kind of a wimpy shower.
I bet he gets another one in the locker room. What an effort.
Matt Mauck came on in place of an injured Rohan Davey. Dominic Davis came on in place of an injured LeBrandon Tofield. Nick Saban's team prevails, deservedly so. Not a bad night for a 4-year minor league baseball player. And let's go down to Jill Arrington.
Coach, I know you're disappointed, but you've had a great season, but why couldn't you get it done tonight?
We just didn't play very well, honestly. I mean, we didn't throw and catch very well. 31 points given up. You know, I don't know. We just didn't play well.
All right,
got
Coach.
here together. We lost it together.
All right, Coach. Well, thank you.
Vern, we talked on the field during walkthrough yesterday with 2 of the LSU stars, Trev Falk and Josh Reed, and both of us said, you know, neither one of us have ever won any kind of a championship of any kind, high school, junior high, anything. Well, they're champions tonight, champions of the Southeastern Conference.
And once again, let's check in with Jill Arrington. Jill?
Coach Saban, this team has dealt with adversity all year. From 4-3, you win out. You got 2 big injuries, but you still come out with a win. How proud are you?
I'm proud as heck of these guys. I told them before the game it's going to be hard. It's going to be tough. You're going to have to overcome adversity. We told them again at halftime. They made a great commitment in the second half and played as good a football as we played all year. And nothing but heart, man.
And tell me about these 2 guys coming off the bench and getting it done.
Hey, Matt did a great job. Double D did a great job. He's the only guy I'm taller than on the whole team, so I'm proud of that. But did a great job today. I'm so proud of our whole team. And Tennessee's got a great football team, and this is a great win for us.
Well, Matt, you came off the bench in for Rohan Davey. Did you ever think you'd have the opportunity to lead this team to a victory?
No, I was, to tell you the truth, I didn't even think about it. I was ready to go, but I thought Ro was going to be able to play the whole game.
And Dominic Davis, you got to tell me about that last clinching touchdown.
Yes, sir. First of all, I'd like to thank God, but Tennessee played a good game. With the last touchdown, I know I had to get in there with a be big, so thank God for everything. We played a good game.
You guys played a great game. Congratulations, and I know you're excited about this big championship win, first one for you.
Oh, it's a great championship for LSU, for our fans, our supporters, our university, and all of our team. I'm just so happy and proud for everyone.
Well, you guys enjoy this win. Back to you, Vern.
All right, Jill, thank you. And a wistful scene. The brothers Clausen, Rick on the right, Casey on the left.
Mixed emotions for Rick Clausen, I'm sure.
We have selected co-players of the game for Army. On the left, Matt Mauck coming on in place of an injured Rohan Davey. 5 completions, 15 attempts, but it was on the ground that he excelled. He had 2 rushing touchdowns, and it was on the ground that Dominic Davis excelled in place of the injured LeBrandon Tofield. Davis, 78 yards on 16 carries. Doubleheader for you tomorrow. The NFL on CBS, 4 games early. Highlighted by San Diego at Philadelphia. The late game, the Jets in Pittsburgh, Kansas City at Oakland. It all begins with the NFL today, tomorrow, 12 noon. You think there aren't some happy folks in Nebraska, Colorado, and Oregon, as well as Louisiana. Wait until tomorrow when the BCS final standings are announced. For Jill Arrington and Todd Blackledge, I'm Vern Lundquist saying good night from the Georgia Dome in Atlanta. LSU wins it.